sent to burn. Nowadays they've been calling, telling me soon gonna be my turn. Head down, walk with reason, know that when the daylight dies, I'm gonna have to face my demons. Life of sin and a life of lies. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down.
Welcome to The Descent. Who wants to do the recap?
I'll grab it this week.
Okay.
Settling into Baldur's Gate, our company of Flaming Fists hears rumors of refugee smuggling and competition to the guild whilst drinking at the Blushing Mermaid. Leaving the tavern and Jeff behind, they take time to visit Vyns' shop and home in the Steeps, meeting her husband Gast. They enjoy a fine, if a bit cramped meal, as discussions of a mysterious project pique our interest. With the night growing long, Vyns stays behind as the others return to their homes or headquarters to rest. Tanis finds his way back to his adoptive halfling parents, settling in to a heartwarming reunion as London, August, and Ophelia return to Flaming Fist Watch Station. Taking a well-earned rest and wrapping up minor chores at the Eastway Station, they meet back at Candle Hollow's mortuary to drop off evidence and inspect suspicious bodies. Murders have been occurring, showing a similar mutilation as the body they discovered on their way to Baldur's Gate. Finding clues and gaining leads, they rush to their meeting with Flame Zodge, where they are reassigned to now properly investigate these murders and to see if there are any threats of cult activity in the city. Handing off London's new shield, our team makes their way to Insight Park, where the main dumping ground for the victims is. There we will meet the dwarven druid that cares for the lands and the main drawing tree within the park. We left off having just come face to face with the druid after knocking on his hut's door.
Ophelia, take an inspiration for that beautiful recap.
Thank you kindly.
So, we draw in, the descent, right? We played back in, and we can hear the tweeting of birds and the sunlight filtering through the tops of trees as you guys stand before this hut at the edge of Insight Park. Before you stands a modest hut made of hardened clay and sturdy timbers, its moss-covered roof blending seamlessly with the surrounding greenery. You knock on the door, and an ancient dwarf with a tangled beard and deep-set, piercing eyes stands at the entrance, leaning heavily on a gnarled staff. His expression is one of deep-seated grumpiness. "What do you want?" he will say.
Sorry to bother you this morning. We are coming on behalf of the Flaming Fist.
Well, it's about time!
My name is Gauntlet August Elderfire. We're here to investigate the murders. I understand you're the one who found the bodies?
He takes his staff, and he pokes you in the chest with it. And he says, "Bodies have been piling up in my park, and the Flaming Fist have done nothing in a 10-day. I am both heartsick for the victims and furious at your ineptitude."
Well, we're here now, so
Oh, well, you are here now. He, like, kicks the ground. What can I tell you?
Could you tell us where exactly you found the bodies?
The first body was a lad named Edmau Sarnaster. He was found 11 days ago on the 2nd of Elysius. And I found him at the foot of the drawing tree. And then he will also explain all the rest of them. I don't want to do his voice for all of them so I can make the information clearer. 9 days ago, which is the 4th of Elysius, Wemba Oshrat was found. She was found in a clearing up near the wall. She was found by a halfling who was out for a morning walk. And 6 days ago, the 7th of Elysius, was the body of Eugene Brossi. He was found by this druid in a gully to the south. On the same day, he found another body of Liev Beach, and he was found in a different gully on just east of the other gully. 4 days ago, which is the 9th of Elysius, he found the body of Anita Beach. She was found by a fisherman tying up their boat at the piers where Dock Street meets the park, at the edge of the park. Oh, I forgot who you guys are. So there's where the docks meet the park. There's a right at the edge of the park is where that body was found. And yesterday, which is the 12th of Elysius, Annika Silverleaf, who is an elf, was found by Tormesh, the druid, at the foot of the drawing tree again. And he will explain, I've never seen any of them at the park before.
Well, you probably wouldn't. Most of them were refugees here from Elturel. That makes sense.
Their bodies were lacerated and carved with dark symbols. They were collected by the corpse carts of Candle Hollow's mortuary. If you need, I can take you to where the bodies were found.
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
Very well. This way, I'll take you to the drawing tree.
Does he genuinely seem like he's being helpful here?
Make an insight check.
19.
He is so pissed at the Flaming Fist.
Okay.
But he is genuinely, like, concerned
Right.
about these bodies, about the murders that keep happening in this park.
Pissed that we didn't get here earlier, not pissed that we're, like, here poking around.
No. Yeah. He's
gotcha.
pissed that, like, he reported these bodies to the Flaming Fist
What the fuck?
10 days ago, and nothing
I
has
gotcha.
come of it. And they keep piling up more and more and more, and he's starting to get really worried. There was one found yesterday.
Gotcha.
So I guess, so you guys want to, well, there's 4 sites that you were given? 5?
Well, the drawing tree's right here, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's in the center of the park. Really, it's
Oh.
kind of away from him. You guys saw it on your way in.
Oh, gotcha.
So really, you have the different locations. Is there any which one that you would like to go to first, or is the drawing tree fine?
Drawing. So we'll start.
Okay.
Okay. So
Agreed.
you guys approach the drawing tree. And as I described before, it is a massive, just enormous, breathtaking tree. And I kind of figured now that I'm like looking at it, that little green thing that it points to inside park, I bet that's just the drawing tree. So its bark of this tree is kind of like a birch tree where it cracks and peels back like parchment. And beneath it is this deep, deep blood red. And its leaves are a mix of orange and yellow. Let me show you a handout. Here it is. This is just the best kind of image I could show you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like a birch tree.
Yeah. Why doesn't everybody make me a history check to see if you know anything about the drawing tree and Insight Park in general?
Oh, it should just be a 14.
Can I make it a disadvantage, Jay? I don't know why London would
If you don't want to know, you don't have to know. About it.
possibly know this, yeah.
Okay.
I misclicked on my roll. My 17 is supposed to be a 13.
Okay. And so, did anybody give above a 15?
I got a 16.
Ophelia.
Okay. So Ophelia, you may have heard about the drawing tree before. It is said that on occasion, the drawing tree, the reason that they call it the drawing tree is because it gifts people, it's like a magic tree, and it gifts people visions of their future. However, this druid guy and also the tree itself reject anyone who purposefully try to buy the bark on the tree. The bark on the tree will peel off and give you visions on the back of the bark. But if you try to peel it off yourself, or if Toramash catches you doing it, it doesn't work. It has to be gifted, granted. So yeah, you guys approach the drawing tree. What would you like to do?
Oh boy.
Well, knowing the history of the tree,
Sure.
could I look to see if there's any places where maybe during one of these dumpings somebody tried to peel something off the bark?
Okay, why don't you make an investigation or perception check?
Okay. Whoa.
Oh,
Natural 20 for a 21.
So you approach the tree, and as you investigate around the edges, you will watch as the bark itself cracks and peels off the tree and flakes off right in front of your eyes.
oh, the fuck.
Tormesh is standing nearby. He says, "The drawing tree stirs. Its barks whisper the secrets. Pull that piece there away."
He pulls it away.
So sticky strands of sap that's like blood red. It looks like blood. Attaches the bark to the tree, so when you peel it back, it pulls back, and as you look at the backside of the piece of bark, it's maybe a little bit bigger than your hand. There is an image in deep blood red sap, tree sap, on the back of this piece of bark. And I will show you a handout and also attempt to describe it. Or what I did with it. Oh, it's probably in books. Yeah, it is. So it appears to you as a dark figure with
Ooh, that's
wings, reaching a hand out towards a sword.
Yeah, she takes this back to the group and shows them. I mean, it's macabre for sure. I'm not really sure what this is referencing though.
Could I touch the back of the bark and try to grab a little bit of the sap?
Sure.
Could I try to taste it?
Sure.
What does it taste like? Does it taste like blood? Does it? Does it have like a copper taste to it?
Yes, and a sort of sweet taste to it.
Blood and honey. Nice.
The druid will say, "Let me see, let me see." You show it to the druid.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He will sort of scratch his long white beard. A foreboding sign indeed. I've never seen anything like it.
What does it mean?
Means there will be a winged figure that reaches for a sword. I don't know.
I mean, very well done, Ophelia. But London, I think these things tend to be like after the fact. You'll realize, oh, that's what that's referring to. You're just gonna make yourself sick trying to predict what it could be. But again, incredible work, Ophelia. I don't. That's not normal, is it, Tormesh?
There are occasionally signs on the back of the bark for those who the tree deems worthy to show, but nothing so foreboding before.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna start casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Can I look for... Actually, I'll ask Tormesh, be like, could you point to exactly where Edmau was found?
He will show you the spot.
If I look around the ground, is there any, like, blood stains, any blood trail leading off?
Make an investigation check.
Like a big puddle in one spot, or like a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about. I mean, it's been a 10-day, but ask about like footprints or tracks. Like, was he like dragged here or something?
Survival check,
or...
please.
Not great. 9.
Not one.
Okay, you guys spend some time. This is a well-trafficked area in the park. It's been a 10-day. It's also rained since then. You guys don't find any significant clues at the drawing tree.
Path here is too well worn. I think that I don't know how much more we can glean from this area.
The dwarf like taps his foot and it's like, if you were here a 10-day ago.
Well, we got 3 others.
Certainly, would you like to go to somewhere else?
Yeah, where was Wemba found? I
In a
think
gully?
I caught that.
Wembo.
That was you.
was
That
Oh, no, by a
like
wall.
The clearing by the wall. Yeah, to the north. Or to the east. Yeah, is that where you guys want to go?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
just go down the list.
Yeah.
All right, so he...
Before we leave the drawing tree, was there anything worth noting with Detect Magic
The
besides
tree
Magic Tree?
is magic, yeah. It's some sort of magic divining tree. But otherwise, no, yeah, no magic items of significance. The druid staff is magic. Okay. So you guys make your way towards the clearing near the wall. He will bring you up towards the spot. So sort of motion to, she was found in the bushes here. And what would you guys like to do?
I guess I can look for maybe a piece of cloth might have been caught in a bush from somebody dragging something in. See if anything got tangled up.
Okay, investigation check. Is anyone else looking for anything specific?
Yeah, from this spot, are there any like sight lines from the city, or is it just like
no, it's just
shrouded in
woods.
tree?
Yeah, for sure.
How
6.
how close is the clearing to this wall?
I was just about to ask that. Yeah.
Maybe 30, 40 feet.
If I walk over to the wall, can I try to investigate the wall to see if there's any loose rocks or anything where it seems like somebody might have climbed over?
Yeah, make a investigation check, please. Or perception, I'll allow either.
Okay, cool, because that investigation's not good. That's not good either. It's a 6.
Man.
Anybody else? You don't find anything like that.
Yeah, I'm just looking for remains of blood. Trying to determine if there's a lot of blood here, indicating they were killed here, or if there's not a lot of blood here, indicating they were dumped here.
Investigation or perception, I'll allow either.
There we go, 23.
Oh,
Okay, so you get a couple of things. So first of all, you do happen to notice a few specks of dried blood on the bush that he sort of pointed out, right? And the bushes sort of go from one side and then touch up against the wall, and you can see the blood sort of goes in near and around there. It's dried, but it's very little. There is not a lot of blood. However, the other thing that you notice is against the wall, there is this sort of slick, greasy substance. Strange alchemical substance.
Can Vin take a look at this substance if August points it out?
Sure. Yeah, you can make an Arcana or Medicine check.
I think she's
Anything
good at Arcana.
magical about it from Detect Magic?
No. However,
22.
Vin, as you study it, pick it up, rub it between your fingers, look at it. You've happened to seen this substance before, actually. You noticed it in Candle Hollows earlier that day. It is an alkaline solution of wood ash and lime, and this solution is often used in tanneries to rotten or loosen the hair of hides.
It's the same solution from when we were in the mortuary. But I don't know what it means.
Means that our killer might work in a tannery. It's found on 2 separate bodies.
when we were in Candle Hollow, it was Edmau, though, that had the substance all over him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on his
Looking it up.
personal effects.
Yes.
First Edmau and now Wemba as well, then, with this substance. Perhaps the tannery could be a linkage between the victims.
I think we ought to pay them a visit at some point.
Do we, like, how many, is there, like, a tannery, or are they, like...
There's like 70 tanneries.
Yeah, okay.
How much does people want to bet that that address on that parchment we found is the address of a tannery?
Well, my Deltafard, are we allowed to take bets while we're on duty?
Seems unethical to place bets on an active investigation.
I agree, Tannis. Very offside.
There are things called manner of speaking. I didn't mean we were actually going to bet gold against each other.
I don't have a problem unless money changes hands. Then we got an issue, but we're getting sidetracked here.
Kiss ass.
Perhaps to the gully next, then. Investigate the next location.
Sure. There's 2 separate gullies. It's actually not too far away from this area. Which I think a gully is a ditch. That's what I imagine that a gully is. I'm not sure if that's the real meaning of the word. That's what I meant. So a ditch. There's 2 ditches. One for Eugene Brossi and one for... Who was the other person?
Anita Beach?
Anita Beach.
Oh, no. Liev Beach.
Liev? Okay. There you go. You guys got the information.
And we'll start with Eugene, just because that was... We'll just go in order.
Okay. All right. He will lead you to that ditch. It's full of leaves and a little bit of water. What do you guys want to do?
And,
Guess I'll sweep away the leaves, poke around the water, see if anything happened to get lost.
Investigation or perception, please.
17.
Okay. You dig through the water, and you notice just out of the water, but still very damp, is a crumbled up, damp piece of parchment.
Pull it out, bring it to the group. Any writing left on it?
Yes, it's smeared and runny and hard to read, but it has a pretty unfazed seal of Baldur's Gate. This is refugee papers, notarized by the Balduran Bureau of Immigration and Residency.
Well, boys, I think we have something a little bit more than litter here.
And which one of them had those papers on them? Anika Silverleaf, was it?
no, it was the beach.
Anita.
I assume they're siblings.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I
you
thought
can
the-
assume that they're siblings. One's a boy and one's a girl.
Right, the Hell Riders.
Yeah.
They had the refugee papers. I have Anika Silverleaf also had refugee
She did
papers.
have refugee papers as well.
Okay.
Did we bring the refugee papers with us that
You
we...
can if you want to do it.
Okay, because I am hopefully it wants to compare the seal, because I remember the seal was fake on the papers we found earlier.
Sure, you compare the seals. I mean, with enough study and Vin and everybody looking at it, you can tell that all 3 of these seals are duplicates of each other. So if one of them was forged, they must all be.
So yet another linkage then.
Forged paperwork, mysterious chemicals. I wonder if the guild has anything to do with this.
And there was a second gully too.
Yeah, you guys want to go check that one out?
sure.
Actually, before we leave, London would ask Vin, any more of that sticky tannery stuff around here, Vin?
She can try to look for some extra, any that
You
would
don't
have been
find
missed.
any in this location.
I
Tormesh
think so.
I had a question for Tormesh as well. When you found the bodies that you found, at least, they were all recently dead, within 24 hours.
Yes. Yes, they must. He is a druid, wise, seen lots of bodies before. He did investigate them a little on his own, and he would surmise that they were killed the day before they were found.
Now, does that mean they were killed a day before and then they were dumped, or at the very most a day?
At the very most, a day. For sure. It could have been that night. The night before the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like none of them were severely decayed, and none of them were still warm.
Correct. Actually, he isn't super sure about Liev Beach. She may have been dumped before Eugene Brossi, and they just didn't find her.
When was Liev Beach found?
You guys have that information.
Yeah, on the 7th. Well,
So
the same day
Eug-
as Brasi.
The same day as Brasi, but it might be that Liev was killed first, and then dumped. She just wasn't. Liev is a dude. Wasn't found until the same day as Eugene Brasi. Were you guys at the site just now? This was Eugene Brasi's site or Liev Beach's site? This was Brasi's.
Yeah, we were about to head to Beach.
Okay.
Liev.
Okay.
We were at this site we were just at was Wemba, Austria.
That was the clearing. We're at the
Yeah.
gully.
clearing. Yeah, no, we just went. Okay, yeah. So we just got to the goal.
Can I just say that wasn't the site of Brasi? That was Beach's site where you found those papers. Those are Beach's papers. I got them confused because I have my notes laid out kind of fucked up because they were both found in a gully. I got them confused.
Yeah. All right. So now we'll head to Brasi.
Sure. You investigate through the site where Eugene Brasi was found, and you do not find any significant clues.
Well, we might as well check out the place where the docks and the park meet.
Okay. Takes you a couple of minutes to walk out with this druid. As he goes, he generally just tends to plants and stuff. You know, if someone stepped on a flower, he'll prop it up real quick and continue with his travels. So yeah, you guys are on the edge of the park, which is like a stone like curb that sort of separates the grassy part of the park from the street where the dock is. You're looking out over the docks, and he will just bring you to between like a couple of trees, an area where the body was found.
You see, I just do the same routine at this point now, where we start checking for effects, tracks, blood, etc.
Okay, who wants to make the check? I don't care who.
New tracks.
Okay, survival, please.
I'll look for blood.
5.
Okay. Whatever. Investigation, perception.
19.
Very cool. So, London, you're looking for tracks. You don't seem to notice anything specific. However, Tanis, you're looking for blood. And you notice on a tree nearby, like an oak tree, so it has like a smoother sort of bark, a slimy substance on the tree.
Same alkaline solution, I assume?
It's safe to assume that, yeah, sure. If Vin checks it out, then yes.
Sure. Yeah, I'll call Vin over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I think at least one of us should check the local tanneries.
All day affair, baby.
Just stop by all 700 of them.
Well, we don't all have to do it, but like I said, one of us one day.
Well, it could even just be a supply depot that has the chemicals. I mean, it's not exactly an uncommon combination, I think.
Could be a
Sure.
docks warehouse where they're shipping it in from somewhere. It's an excellent point.
Is there a tannery that's close to the park here? London will ask the druid.
He does. He doesn't hang out in the city. He has no idea.
Outside of these
Yeah, this
4
guy's
walls here,
DIY everything.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You see him wearing all kinds of pelts and leather and stuff, and he's just like, I don't know anything about tanneries. I got my own tannery right here.
Was that the last one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
unless,
yeah.
Back to the foot of the drawing tree.
yeah, unless the rest of you have any questions for him, I think we can thank Toramesh for his time. and start pursuing other leads.
He will wish you the
So-
best of luck. Sylvanas be with you.
Where to then, bottom of the fire?
What time of day is it at this point?
Midday.
So probably got time to check the address.
Hmm.
So you actually have two
Or-
addresses, right? You should have
Right,
one in
Edmau's
Mesquite,
home
Edmau's
and
home, and the one-
Parchment.
Let me double check and make sure. Let me tell you where both of those addresses are.
No, one of them's Heapside, I think.
One of them's in Bloomridge, it
Bloomridge.
shows.
Bloomridge is where one is. Okay. Hold on, I can tell you. Yeah, Edmau lives in Heapside. The address leads to somewhere in Bloomridge.
So I guess we're headed to Heapside.
Okay.
How far away is this this address? If I look at it, do I recognize the street name? Would I know how far
the one
away
in
it is from
Bloomridge or the one in Heapside?
Heapside?
Um,
From Heapside, do I
Oh.
recognize it?
yeah, I mean, you kind of recognize it. It's almost on the edge of Eastway.
Okay. So it's not close to Milo and Perlette's house?
No.
Damn. I gotta drop off a new mixing bowl for my foster mom.
Okay.
I can wait.
Sure. So you guys begin to make your way through a majority of the city. You go through Brampton. However, as you're heading through Brampton, no, actually, you go through Brampton and Eastway, and make your way towards Heapside. No, it's in Brampton. If I just found the fucking thing, then I'll tell you. Sure, it's in Heapside. You will see a company of Flaming Fist soldiers. Not anything to do with you guys. They're in Heapside. And they are led by an elven man-up with long white hair, sharp eyes. And they are patrolling the streets. They're a little ways away from you, but you can see that huddled in an alley nearby, there are two men and a woman and a teen girl. Two men, a woman, and a teen girl are just huddled in the alley. The Flaming Fist will begin to pass by them when this elven dude will say, "Hold, men! Hold now!" And he points at the people in the street. "You there! Are you from Elturel?" And one of the men, he'll stand and he's wearing like tattered clothes. And he says, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see your identification and refugee papers." And this refugee will say, "We have no papers, sir. We have nothing. We lost everything." Well, the law clearly states no refugee or immigration paper, no residency. Men, detain them. And these fists move in quickly and begin roughhousing these people, and they grab the refugees. The teen girl begins crying and clinging to one of the men, and she's ripped off of him. And the refugees are pleading, like, "Please, have mercy. We seek only shelter and safety." "Mercy? Mercy? I am not the one breaking the laws of this fair city, my good sir. No refugees are allowed in the city without proper refugee papers. I did not make this law, I just enforce it. Unfortunately, the Bureau of Immigration and Residency is closed, along with the lower city gates. You will have to remain in the outer city with the rest of the riffraff until the Bureau and the gates reopen. Gauntlet? Yes, bear up. Have your company take them to the Basilisk Gate and dump them with the rest of the vermin." "Aye, sir." And they drag these refugees over and away. Is there anything that you guys would like to do while witnessing this scene?
Those forged refugee papers we have, there are already names on them, aren't there?
Mhm.
Damn.
Are you sure, Gauntlet, that that man there isn't Leave Beach?
Good point. You're gonna be able to sell it better than I can, so
Oh, you're asking me to break the law, Gauntlet.
They're leaving. You better hurry up and make a choice.
I'm asking you and not ordering you, and I'll pat you on the shoulder and give you guidance.
I'll look at it for a second and it's like, fuck, the law or what's right.
Gauntlet Elderfire, are we really going to stop our investigation to help every refugee in the city? It seems like an indomitable task.
And more to the point, are we going to be giving these folks a bigger problem in the future if somebody happens to discover the real one?
We can just buy them time so they don't get arrested today. It's better than this prick taking out whatever perverse pleasure he's getting out of this.
So you better hurry. They're leaving.
Oh man, I'm gonna look at the paper. I'm gonna think about what's right, and then I'm gonna hand the papers back to August and just be like, "Sorry, Gauntlet, we have our orders."
I understand. I can't blame you. I didn't do it myself, so
Feel bad for them, but hopefully the bureaucracy gets their shit together soon.
we get thrown in with them. We can't help anybody, so let's keep moving.
All right. The Manip who is walking these men down, he will say, or these refugees out. The fists have them, and they're tossing back and forth, and they get manacled and stuff. And the Manip will say, "Under orders of the new Marshal of the Flaming Fist, I am just doing my duties." And they are escorted away.
Just have to trust that the system will work, slowly but surely.
You guys make your way to the address of Edmau Sarnaster. It is a manor, what used to be a manor, that has been divided into a duplex. Or maybe even 4 places, like an apartment building. Like 4 apartments, maybe. And you will know which one of the apartments, like 49B, right? So you know the location of this is Edmau Sarnaster's home. What would you like to do?
If we peer through the windows, does it look like anyone's inside?
You can tell it's currently being occupied. There's smoke coming out of a chimney that would attach to this place without having to look through the window.
Well, it does seem that somebody's home.
Edmau was found quite some time ago. I would hope that someone has already delivered the news to his wife and child.
You were aware that the Candle Hollow lady tracked down and informed them.
I just don't want to be that person.
Alright, what would you guys like to do?
Suppose just knock on the door.
Okay, you knock on the door. A couple of moments pass, and the door will open. And in an apron, those big bags under the eyes like they've been crying a lot, there is an elf woman. Blonde hair, sharp ears. She has kind of longer eyebrows, and sort of light tan skin. But she will, sniffle and wipe a tear away and say, Yes, Flaming Fist.
Hi, my name is August Elderfire. I first of all, I should give you my condolences for Edmau. We are investigating his death.
Very, very good. Hey, why don't you come in?
Thank you.
She invites all of you into a drawing room, a living room with a fireplace, and she says, "Would you like some tea?"
No, thanks.
I do insist.
I'll have some.
She will sort of walk back through into the kitchen and set a kettle on. While she is in the kitchen, I need everybody to make a perception check.
14.
Perception.
Ooh, I'm rolling
10.
dookie today. That's a natural
Goodness.
one.
There's so many
Oh.
natural
Oh
ones.
man,
Dude.
what is happening
Good
today?
thing this wasn't too important. So, London, you're the one that realizes this, but everyone will notice it eventually. It's just you're the first person to see it. Above the mantle of the fireplace is a sword and shield, on the wall on the fireplace. You know what I mean? And emblazoned on the shield is the symbol of the Hell Riders.
Oh. London seeing that, probably fittingly that he notices it first, kind of elbow August and gesture over. But, August, do you think Edmau was a Hell Rider?
Wow. Can think of a way to find out. You don't mind if we ask you some questions about Edmau, right?
She returns, has a seat,
Oh.
pours some tea. It's fine. She pours some tea, and she introduces herself as Neskie. Neskie Sarnaster. But she will say, "No, of course, please. Anything I can do to help."
Yeah, we were informed that he was a local to the city, but I just noticed that's a Hell Rider symbol. Is he originally from Elturel?
He was he's not from Elturel. No. The sword and shield up there, they belong to Edmau's father, Norbear Sarnaster, who was a Hell Rider in Elturel most of his life. He retired to Baldur's Gate before Edmau was born. Sadly, Norbear passed away 2 years ago from the death curse.
Oh.
Edmau's always been very proud of his family. He always said that every generation in his family has been Hell Riders since the Hell Ride itself.
And Edmau didn't take up said tradition, I assume.
No, Edmau was a street sweeper.
This might be an odd question, but have you had anyone new over? Anyone you've never known before in the last few months?
I can't say so.
Another odd question. Had you, Edmau, ever visited a tannery around here?
A tannery? I can't say we have. These are peculiar questions. I was expecting you to ask when he went missing.
Can I lean over to August for a second and just be like, permission to just maybe press her a little harder than what we are doing? I understand she's grieving, but this feels off. Not intimidation, just pushing her to be a little more open.
Don't be aggressive, just polite and
aggressive.
firm.
Understood. And I'm just gonna like kind of sit there and like put my cup of tea down and kind of lean down and just be like, Neskie, I understand that this is hard for you, but your husband's murder is connected to a string of murders, all of which have been targeted because of their heritage from Elturel and their connection to the Hell Riders or the Order of the Companion.
Oh my.
So I do implore you, it is in your best interest and the best interest of all future refugees if you are completely open with us.
I swear, I barely ever leave the house, and our son, Luos, he's just a small child. I haven't met anyone. But Edmau, he goes out at night sometimes and drinks. Nothing too bad. He's a good man.
I'm just gonna go ahead and insight check that, if
Sure.
I may.
Yeah, I was also gonna
God
ask,
dang it.
but
What are you trying to infer from her?
I was trying to just make sure if she was being completely open and honest, like, which is like, oh, my husband, he's innocent.
Well, I might be shit, but she's not. Like, I might be bad at acting out this poor, devastated.
No, you're fine. I get it.
No, I understand. But I'm just saying, like, she does seem very upset.
Okay.
And that's just apparent with an 8. But August, did you want to infer something?
yeah, just like to see if she's afraid of getting in trouble for something.
Okay.
Wow, another 8.
I don't believe her. I'm giving him my inspiration.
Okay.
Oh. Come on, not an 8.
It would be funny if it was an 8.
It'd be funny if it was less than an 8. Oh, God.
It's an 11. It's an improvement.
She does seem very straightforward. In fact, she seems a bit overwhelmed after what Tanis said. Like Tanis knew he was going to sort of startle her, and he did. That's pretty much all you get.
Where did Edmau like to drink? Did he have a regular group of buddies he went out with to a certain place?
He went to the Low Lantern sometimes.
Now,
Does the Low Lantern have, like, in Vyns' mind, any like specific reputation or any distinguishing factor?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, like I'm asking if Vin recalls any information about that.
Yeah, I mean, I said, Vin like knows a lot about the Low Lantern. We talked about this, I thought.
Oh wait, it's the. I thought it was. Oh yeah. Okay, I know. I was suspecting. I just didn't remember specifically
Hold
the
up,
name.
where did I?
Let me make
Didn't
sure.
I post all this?
It was probably like deep in our DMs
Yeah.
because.
Hmm.
Okay, yes, she knows much. Yeah. Okay, so it is the one.
So.
I just like the name sounded familiar, but I was like, wait a minute.
Wait a second, I was born there.
Kind of.
Yeah, upon the mentioning of this, actually, Vin will probably like say it out loud or something like that. She'll be like, "Did I hear that right? The Low Lantern."
Yes, he hung out there sometimes. That's where he said he was, anyways.
I don't know how to put this exactly. The taverns in the city, they're all known for murders going on and shady business, but I should tell you all, well, it just so happens that that's where my father he died there under mysterious circumstances.
my condolences, Vin.
It was some time ago. I don't know if there's any connection to the case, but surely is foreboding.
mysterious circumstances, Vin. You mean, not like a generic random murder that seems to happen at all these taverns?
Well, I didn't expect to be opening up about this now, but
I'm sorry to
Maybe
cut you
don't.
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's.
Yeah, sorry.
There's a random woman here that we've just met. She's grieving. We don't need to unload, like, we don't need to trauma dump on this stranger.
Yeah. How much tea you got, Nessie?
Might want to put some vodka in it.
Yeah.
But speaking of the Low Lantern, was Edmau, did he go there the night he disappeared? Is that where he
No,
gone
I don't
drinking?
think so. He usually comes home and tells me. When he got off of work, he went missing the night of the 1st. He left for work, but never returned. He almost always comes back home before he goes out. I have no idea why anyone would want to hurt Edmau. He's quiet and he mostly kept to himself.
I mean, I know sometimes people hide these sorts of things from those they're living with, but was he a gambler at all?
Not that I know of. He wasn't
Well, you
very
see-
lucky, that's for sure.
You see, that's exactly it, actually. My father was. There's a loan shark there. I'll never forget his name. Amrik of Venthampor. He has a business there. And, well, my father had quite some debt with him, and, well, I don't know who did it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was someone involved with that business, frankly.
Sorry, did you just say Vanthamper?
Let's
I did.
thank you for your
As in-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
Son
to
Esther.
go.
What the fuck is going on?
Just dropping a fucking Duke's name. Like,
She thanks you for your time. She wishes you the best of luck, and she hopes that you can bring her some kind of peace. And then you guys leave. Now you can dump on him.
Vin, I don't mean to be rude, but we need to discuss times and places for appropriate conversations.
We should also have the discussion with London.
Why? Who's Van Tampo?
Well, you say he's the middle son of Duke Thalamra.
He's the youngest son. I might
Oh,
have
the
said,
younger-
I might
oh,
have
it
said,
said
but
middle.
he's actually
I got
the
the,
youngest. I got
youngest,
confused
okay.
too.
Name check, what was it again?
Oh, wait, no, he is the middle son. He is the middle son. I was right. Amrik.
Amrik. A-M-R-I-K.
Thank you.
Amrik Van Dam. He's the middle son of the Duke. You're right. You're right. I wrote it correctly. I questioned myself just now.
Well, that's the problem, though. You say if I don't know how involved the Duke is in this business, but I always thought that there's nothing I can do. If a Duke family's illegal business really did kill my father, I'm just one sphere of Niblin. My word against theirs. And like I said, I could never find any solid evidence either.
It's quite the accusation.
You must understand this is quite an obsession, but as I said, but there's no evidence at the moment. But I just know.
Perhaps it's more than coincidence that fate is leading us there.
There's some kind of omniscient god.
It is also worth noting Wemba Ashrat had a poker chip from the Low Lantern with her personal effects.
You know where this place is, Vin?
Of course.
I'm getting thirsty.
So no Bloomridge. You guys are going to the Low Lantern?
I mean, if it's like 4 p.m., I don't know if we're going to get much
No.
out of the Low Lantern. If it's like
No,
a
no.
seedier kind of place. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
open
it's
anything.
earlier in the day. That's true. It's like 2.
Should we try the address in Bloomridge first, then?
That's what you command, Gauntlet?
Yeah, I think, yeah, if we have time.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
before-
honestly, you have time to probably hit this address and the Low Lantern before you go to your meeting with at the Elfsong tonight.
Where did we get the Bloomridge address from?
That was on.
Eugene Brassey's personal effects.
I believe it was like a little crumpled note or something without much context, if I remember.
All right, that's where we're headed?
Yep.
All right, let's go to Bloomridge. Let me give you the description of Bloomridge. So Bloomridge is the wealthiest and most fashionable... the wealthiest and most fashionable lower city residents gravitate towards the commanding views of Bloomridge, where townhouses squeeze in among upscale boutiques and cafes, the rooftop gardens and tilted terraces, creating explosions of cheerful color. So Bloomridge, like the Steeps, is a little bit higher up than like Heapside and the Sea Tower. It's like almost to the same level as the upper city itself. So this is like as upper city as you can get in the lower city. We get the shot, we get the screen wipe, right? Like a Star Wars screen wipe. And we get the shot of like August holding the piece of parchment, the little scrap of parchment with the address. And we see the address and then we look up and we can see a 2-story house with a haberdashery and a tailor, but right against either side of it. A small wrought iron fence surrounds 10 feet of dead grass in the yard, giving this home some much needed, though still very small, space. So it's basically like 2 big buildings butt up against this one little tiny manor house, or this one little tiny 2-story house.
Noting the grass, does this place look like it has any
Definitely.
inhabitants?
Mm.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Mm.
Not quite sure what to expect here.
Can I ask something to do with a background feature? I have Watcher's Eye as a background feature, which means that I have a feel for local, like, places where criminals hang out. Do I get, like...
A vibe
do I
from
get
this place?
criminal vibe from this place?
Absolutely not. The opposite.
Okay.
You get grandma vibes from this place.
Good to know.
Like, I'm pretty sure there's, like, doilies hanging in the window.
Careful, Tanis. We should be on the lookout.
If you've never been hit with a rolling iron before, it hurts. Rolling pin, sorry.
Rolling pin. All right. You guys want to just... What do you want to do?
The paranoid one in me wants to cast Detect Magic before we go in.
Okay.
So...
You want to shoot it as a spell, or do the 10-minute ritual?
Do a 10-minute thing.
Okay. All right. That's fine. You guys chill outside this house for a minute, or you go sit over by the a cafe nearby and just sit down while he does
Do a
his
quick
spell?
10-minute stakeout.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I just get a gauge the neighborhood? Is there any? There's no tanneries nearby, is there?
Not that you've seen. No, tannery it stinks. So.
Okay, so I would smell it a lot before I saw it.
Yeah. And this is the fanciest neighborhood in town. They're definitely, or in the lower city. They're definitely not gonna have tannery out here. You get your spell off. You return.
All right. And, only got a couple minutes of this, so let's head inside.
All right. You knock on the door. There
Yep.
is some shuffling, and a very small human woman opens the door, and she is ancient. She has like white hair that's sort of sticking out and all wild, but she tried to put it in a bun, and she's wearing the fantasy equivalent of like a bathrobe, and the fantasy equivalent of like pink slippers. And she will say, "Oh yes, the Flaming Fist. I'm sure you're here about the break-in."
Yes.
Come in, come in.
All right then.
You will, as soon as you enter her house, it smells like old people house, like grandma and grandpa's house, right? Just like, so, and it's so pungent too. And there's little doilies all over the place and stuffed rabbits for some reason. It's a very quaint place, and it's 2 stories.
I eat a hard candy on the way in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple by the door.
That part from Grandma's Boy where he tries to vacuum under the couch, he picks it up, there's like 3 dead cats down there.
So she will say, it was that one of those poor refugees. I rent out my rooms. I'm a retired seamstress, you see, and I rent out my 3 spare rooms. There's 2 downstairs and 2 upstairs. And I recently had some refugees from Elturel. They started staying here. And she will bring you into one of the downstairs bedrooms. Hers is the other one. She stays on the other downstairs. But you open up the door, and it's like how your grandma would keep your mom's childhood bedroom all put together still. It kind of looks like that, with like flowery blankets and stuff. But hold on, I have the answer to this question. The window is smashed. This faces the back of the house because, like I said, there's a haberdashery and a tailor butting against the walls of either side. So this leads to the back of the house where there's a window out to an alley in the back. And there is, the window has been smashed. However, the glass has been cleaned up. And she says, this was the poor boy's room. I was sleeping, so I'm not sure what happened. I didn't even hear anything. I go to bed early, nearly 8 o'clock. But the boys, the other boys that stay here, they were friends with this fellow, and they live upstairs, and they found the scene when they came back from the pub.
Do you have the names of the refugees who stayed here?
Yes, I believe this lad's name was Eugene. And his friends are Tiernos, Dandil, and Odilon. Nice boys. I'm very worried about Eugene, though. The night of the break-in, he never returned.
Where did he go that night? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the boys. I think they're upstairs now.
And this was the night of the 6th, correct?
She thinks about it. Would it be? It would be the night before the 6th, right? Because that's when the body was found.
Well, he was found on the 7th.
So then, yes.
Do you know what was stolen exactly?
She looks around it. I don't think anything. I have a feeling it's just some hooligans.
Man, perhaps you should know this is rather more serious than a simple break-in. Eugene was found dead several days ago.
Her eyes widen. Do you think he was murdered?
Yes.
A murder and a kidnapping? Oh my! She has to sit down on the bed. She's like breathing heavy. I've told you everything I know. I'm not involved in this. But the boys, they're upstairs. They may know something more.
Just for your own safety, you know. Just get some rest. I don't know if you have security, but maybe look into it while you're housing people.
I live alone, but Carol, I play bridge with her on Sundays. Maybe I could go stay with her for a couple of days.
It seems like a good idea.
Right, okay. Thank you so much, officers.
She's looking shooken up. London will offer his water skin and like sit on the bed with her.
Yeah, she takes a drink of it and she's... My! I was not expecting this.
These unexpected times.
Okay.
Yeah, while she rests and recuperates, we'll go upstairs and talk to
Yeah.
the boys.
So there's 2 rooms upstairs, and like a sort of like a storage room. So the door, when you guys come up the stairs, the boys kind of hear you. These 3 boys, and they're all in the same room, and they've just been playing cards. And when you, August, come up the stairs, they hear you and they sort of look, and then they immediately close the door.
I'm not here, to get you in trouble or anything. I'm just here looking for your friend.
We're legal, okay? We got papers and everything, man. Just don't hurt us.
I actually can't read, so if you just let me in.
Make a deception check.
That's his attempt at like a wink.
Mhm.
Like,
I understand. I just want to see how they take it.
yeah. 12.
Okay. You will see a darker skinned boy, kind of shaggy hair. He creaks open the door and he says, what do you want, man?
Listen, the woman downstairs, she told us you were friends with Eugene.
Kind of. We met him on our way to Boulder's Gate on the boat.
There was a break-in a couple days ago, is that right?
Yeah, and I think Eugene, he's missing.
Do you think he was involved in this break-in, or was he kidnapped? Was he what was stolen?
Kind of shrugs. And one of the other boys like opens the door proper. Now you can see all 3 of them. They're not boys. They're maybe 20 years old. 20, 21, 22, something. They're young. And one of them will say, is he dead?
I'm afraid so.
Have you found his father?
No.
According to Eugene, his father was a pretty well-to-do knight in Elturel. He wouldn't shut up about it on the boat.
This boat that you all rode in on, do you remember its name?
That's a good question.
Captain name, anything?
Unsinkable too.
The Blue Moon. And it stopped in Rivington, but they're gone now. He said, honestly, we're pretty lucky. Because when we were outside the Basilisk Gate, we met this like really rich dwarf lady. And on our first day, because we got dropped off in Rivington, and she just like hooked us up so much. She got us this place with Miss Fleming and got us legal documents, and she was great.
Those documents, don't worry, we're not going to do anything. Can we just have a look at them?
Oh, we have them. Yeah, we have them. And they all 3 like pull them out like, don't fucking fuck with us, cops. We got you. So yeah, they all 3 will produce their refugee papers.
Listen, kids, don't flex them too hard, because those are most certainly fake.
Fake?
Okay.
No. We paid good money for these.
That's
I'll
yeah.
compare them against the known fakes we have.
Definitely fake.
Yeah, you see this part of the seal there.
Yeah.
Just try not to show it to anybody more high ranking than a gauntlet.
So you're telling me that our papers are fake?
You got scammed, kid. I'm
That
sorry.
bastard lord. I knew it. I just didn't trust him.
Did you catch a name?
Oh, yeah. I think the Petra, the dwarf woman, she hooked us up with him. What was his name? Lord, what's his name? Van Clunker, Thumper.
Van Thumper?
Oh, that was it. Yeah, Van Thumper. Man, fuck that guy. He was really nice, and he got us these papers because he had this connection with the Bureau of Immigration, and we got the papers for half price. No wonder they were fake.
Can you describe this Lord Van Thumper?
Oh yeah, he's got dark hair. He wears dark clothes. He's got a goatee. Maybe early 30s. I mean, he was a nice guy, and he talked real smooth.
Can I look to the rest of the party and be like, is that Amrik or is that another one of them?
Yeah,
Vin can confirm.
That is Amrik.
That's the same one.
And how did you get from Rivington into the city?
Well, this was before they closed the gates, but Petra, the dwarf, she hooked us up. She guided us right in and led us right to where Miss Fleming had open rooms, and she led us to the Low Lantern, that's what it is, to meet with this Lord Van, whatever his name is. And he was really nice. I mean, but he did ask a bunch of really weird questions.
Like what sort of questions?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it has something to do with the legal process. It was like,
Or like family history stuff, right?
yeah, how'd you know that? Like our great-great-grandparents' surnames and stuff like that.
Did they ask you if you were a member of the Hell Riders by chance?
Yeah, for sure.
And your answer was, of course, no.
No, and each of them will respond like, I'm from outside of Elturel. My dad made relics, holy artifacts or whatever. And my mom was a seamstress. They're not like connected to they're more of the lower echelon of Elturel.
London would mutter to August, well, if their answer was no, I guess we know what Eugene's answer was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to know what Eugene told them?
Yeah, he told them all about his dad. His dad being this big to-do Order of the Companion Knight.
And how exactly did you go from Swimmin' Petra to Van Thumper to here?
It seemed like Petra knew a couple of open places to stay. She let us go at the Low Lantern. It's over sort of near Bram, some town area called Brampton, yeah. It's down there, and she left us there, and she went and got us a place to stay with Miss Fleming. So as soon as we were done, we were all legal and ready to go. Well, so we thought, I guess. And she hooked us up with Miss Fleming.
And throughout all this process, did this Petra, did she make herself sound official, or was she working with a particular group, perhaps somebody called the Guild?
He shrugs. I don't know. She had dark hair. She wore really wealthy clothes, and honestly, she wore a holy symbol of every god in the pantheon. She must have had 20 necklaces on, and she was very devout and a kind woman. We were dropped off in Rivington, and we made our way to the Basilisk Gate, and that's where we met her.
Did she have any symbol of the companion on her?
He shrugs. He doesn't know. There were so many.
Do you know if she hangs out around Basilisk Gate a lot, or?
Since they went through it, they haven't been back. And now it's closed, so they're definitely not going anywhere near there. You're the first Flaming Fist they've had a good conversation with.
And I suspect the last.
I poke my head out the room. Is Miss Fleming still downstairs in her
Yeah.
bedroom?
Yeah.
Noted.
A bit lower now. I'm starting to get suspicious about this lady. Like, why is she the receiver for these refugees?
My guess is so that Petra put them somewhere that she knew where to find Eugene.
But like, is this Fleming woman a dupe, or is she in on it?
Only one way to tell.
Serial killer grandma. I love it. Why didn't I think of that?
You're just doing it for the insurance money.
I think we
Tannis,
know.
if you want to put the screws to her, go for it.
Yeah.
Let's go, grandma. Do you have any more questions for these guys? I will say they will give you the order of events that they went out drinking to the Smiling Boar down the street the night of the break-in, but Eugene didn't want to go because he was like really hungover from the night before. And when they got back, the window was smashed and Eugene was gone.
Yeah, just double checking. Like nothing, no personal items are missing. Just Eugene
From what they
and
know.
like what he had on him.
From what they know, yeah. They
One
did
last question.
search over. I will say they did search over his room, and the only things they found was like his coin purse and his refugee papers.
I just have one last question. Did anyone happen to visit after you started staying here?
I think Miss Fleming has friends come over every now and then, but they mostly just sit around and knit.
Very suspicious. Noted.
Old people have friends.
Think we know where we need to go next then, Fists?
Go beat up this old lady behind the house in the alley.
It's like the printer scene in Office Space.
Go give her some proper Flaming Fist justice.
Yeah. I've been watching How I Met Your Mother a lot lately, and I just keep hearing, "Murder! I'm aboard the murder train!"
God.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do? Do you want to question this old lady further?
If you think that she's...
Well, how about this? Why don't we just roll an insight check on her from your earlier conversation and her overall vibe?
Oh, boy. 11.
She seems like a kind old lady, for sure. She was very concerned about the break-in. And it seems that she reported it to the Flaming Fist, but nothing has come of it, so that's why she assumed that's why you were there.
Perhaps she's just unsuspecting in all this, Tennis.
Oh, yeah, it's a good point. If she didn't bring this to the Fist's attention, they never would have known that, one of 1,000 refugees went missing, so...
All threads are kind of converging on the low lantern right now.
Tend to agree.
And whoever this Petra is seems to be interest number one at the point.
Maybe second to the other name that keeps popping up.
That damn I'm weak.
Should we go there next then, Gauntlet of the Fire?
Yeah, my only concern is getting to the low lantern and, something goes down and we end up getting involved in something and miss our meeting with the CI.
We should at least have the scars to prove we were being useful.
When were we supposed to meet? Whatever the
At
informant
night. No specific time was mentioned. It's not night yet. It is afternoon. Theoretically, if nothing goes down, quote unquote, you can make it from the Low Lantern to the Elfsong in time. They're also like not super far away from each other. Oh, here, I'll show you where the Low Lantern is.
Tarina meet at the Elfsong Tavern, excuse me.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, if something goes down in the low lantern, somebody might have to split off and do double duty, go talk to Tarina. While the rest of us stay and investigate. But barring that, yeah, we should be good to start staking out the low lantern now. Be there as night rolls in, it gets more populated, and see what we can learn.
On your orders.
All right. You guys exit the house of this old lady. She thanks you for investigating it and informing her, and she'll tell you that she's going to stay at her friend Carol's house. You guys make your way from Bloomridge all the way across the harbor to the Low Lantern. Fog obscures the Low Lantern until you get within 100 feet of it. Whereupon its tall masts and creaking bulk come into view. This is a converted ship that has rigging but no sails and is anchored to the wharf by thick chains. A wooden staircase climbs from the wharf's edge to the main deck. And this is something that I forgot to mention, but is actually really important to the culture of Baldur's Gate. Every business has a green glass paned lantern. And if the business is open, the lantern lights green. So like there's a green lantern at every door of every business in Baldur's Gate. And if the light is green, it means you can go in. Just so you know. But the lantern on the bow casts an eerie green light to signify that the tavern is open for business. It's a ship moored to the dock that is a gambling hall and a bar.
I never thought I'd be coming here again.
We have a plan of action for when we get in there. I don't imagine we just want to stop dropping Van Thamper's name.
I'm also gonna guess we don't really want to look like Fist while we're doing this. People at a place like this might be less inclined to talk to us, I assume.
An
Or
undercover
perhaps they-
mission. Sorry, go ahead, Ophelia.
No, never mind.
So disguises then. We'd want to look like a bunch of gamblers, I'll tell you all y'all.
I mean, most of you are like in your full... Forget it. You would have to go home and change.
Perhaps if the Flaming Fists come in and start asking questions, they'd be extremely helpful as to get us out quickly.
I don't know. But
Well, I mean, plus...
it's not unheard
if
of
they're-
for fists to gamble there.
It's true. Plus, if this is a Van Thamper we're talking about, he's not going to be like, I don't want to talk to Fists. You know what I mean? Why would he make himself that suspicious?
try
I-
our luck as is then.
Just played bad cop, bad cop, bad cop, bad cop, bad cop.
Let me talk to him. He seems reasonable. You think I'm reasonable?
Well, I'll tell all of you. If he's there, he'll recognize me for sure. But I'll try to act impartial. Try not to bring up my father.
Do you think he would recognize you? You've never had any dealings with him before.
No, I guess Vin, I suppose she wouldn't have been there, but may have come across him at some point. But if Jay, if you don't think that he ever would have paid a house call or anything like that,
No, not to. I don't think. I don't
like he directly. It would
Not
be one of
he
the cronies, if anything.
100,000 million%, yes. But I don't
Okay,
think
so scratch
Vin
that. Then.
might be Vin wouldn't be recognized.
At least not by him. Yeah.
Not
Okay.
by him,
We're
yeah.
good. We're good.
All right, what's up? What do you guys want to do?
Well, follow your lead then, August. I guess we go in and just take stock of the place.
I suppose so. I mean, we just go in, act like a squad that's there to take a load off after the day, rather than, a bunch of cops, coming in to investigate the place. And we'll see what we can find.
Okay. So you guys climb the staircase onto the deck of the ship, and I will pull you over
Oh, cool.
So the main. Oh, go ahead and you can move yourself onto the main deck. So the main deck of this old ship features wooden steps that climb to the forecastle and the aft castle. And another set of stairs descends into the ship. That's these right here. A padlocked wooden hatch on the deck is fitted with windows and acts as like a skylight for the deck below. The tavern proper is visible through the hatch's glass planes. When you get onto the deck of the ship, you will see nearby one of the masts, as well as like on one of these window panes, is a dead seagull. And there's 4 of them.
Like their decor, or they just happen
No, they're
to die
dead
in the general
animals.
area?
Yeah, there are 4 dead animals on the deck of the ship. And
Can
you
I
hear,
just-
yeah. Go ahead.
Can I just take out my sword and like roll one over and
Yeah, you
try
roll
to?
it over.
Is there any like?
It looks bloated. And you'll just hear, raw, raw. And as you look up, on the crow's nest is 2 crows.
I'm not one for medicine, but do these things look at all poisoned?
Yet another foreboding omen. Comment Eltified, did you want to take a look?
Come on, Gauntlet, check out the roadkill.
Suppose I'm, more of a medic, less a veterinarian. But yeah, I'll take a look at this bird and try to determine cause of death.
Make a medicine check.
$24.
Holy crap. Okay, so you look them over, and all 4 of them are like bloated and a little bloody out the mouth and out the eyes. And you can tell that each one of these seagulls has been injected with a neurotoxin, like a venom. As if they were stung by an incredibly deadly creature.
Well, Janice, you're absolutely correct. But seems less like somebody slipped a vial in the bird's drink and more like it got by, I don't know, the scorpion or something like that.
The ravens fly away.
Would London know of like venomous creatures in the wild that like prey on birds? I don't know. Does it sound at all familiar to him?
Really? I mean, not really.
Very curious.
Well, now we're just taking up space here on the porch.
Yeah, you guys want to head in?
Yeah, continue on in.
Cool. Put all your tokens like in London Square. Get over here, Ben. Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull you guys over to this area. So, you descend into the creaking wooden stairs of the Low Lantern. You find yourselves in the ship's main tap room. The room is dimly lit by hanging oil lanterns, and the smell of salt water and ale permeates the air. The tap room is compact, with low ceilings and sturdy beams. In the center of the room, a few round tables host patrons engaged in quiet dice games and hushed conversations. A small bar is situated on the port side. The patrons, a mix of sailors and gamblers, eye you wearily. You will see another set of stairs in the center that lead further, and there'll be a sign above that, like the wall that the staircase is on, that leads down, that says Tavern Lounge. That's on the next level down.
We can see like patrons gambling here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's a barkeep.
Do we want to settle up for a pint here? Seems to be the main hub, I guess.
Let's do it.
We don't. We're thirsty. We're off duty. Let's go get drunk. I say loudly.
Sure.
Boisterously.
Sure.
We'll take 5 ales, please.
So you approach the bar, and you will see a woman with salt and pepper, like black hair with white streaks in it. She wears a bandana over her head, and she is covered in tattoos. She looks like this. And she will say, "Ahoy there! Welcome to the Low Lantern. I am Moira Thundreth, though everyone just calls me the Captain." And a small crab will crawl onto her shoulders, and she will shush it away as it crawls back down into like her satchel. Oh, her apron.
London will rub his neck.
What can I get for you again? Ales, you said? It's good to have Flaming Fist here.
Sure, yes. 5 of them, please.
Absolutely. Would you be starting a tab?
Sure, yeah.
If you go into the tavern, or if you go into the lounge area, Clink will keep your tab as well. You could settle up with her or me when you're done.
Excellent.
Right then.
Okay. She will pour you some drinks from a keg behind her. Pass them over. Her little crab crawls back out and onto the table.
What's the vibe of the patrons around here? Are they all just straight gambling or drinking?
Drinking, gambling.
A little bit of both.
There's not a lot of patrons in this area. The barkeep, the captain, she will say, "If you are interested in gambling, the lounge is probably your best bet. You can cash in with Clink. She'll give you some chips."
All these wages aren't gonna gamble themselves away, eh, boys and girls?
Well,
Let's
yeah, go ahead, August.
Yeah, let's go give ourselves a reason to keep this job.
Cool. Do you guys want to head down to the lounge?
Yeah, sure. Let's check that area.
Okay. Put your tokens in, let's say, London Square.
Yes.
Okay. I'll pull you down in the center of the room. There is, boom. There you go.
Right quick, before we head down, and we don't have to go back, but is there a door that I see on that last map? Is that like, does it look like there's like an office room or something?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her bedroom and office. The tavern keeper. So you guys descend down the stairs, and you find yourselves on an entire deck dedicated to a more relaxed atmosphere. The space is lit by oil lanterns hanging from the 8-foot-high ceiling. The lounge is windowless, and a bar stretches across the port side, lined with stools tended by a dark, feathered raven person, a kenku. Plush couches and coffee tables are scattered throughout the area, and several wooden tables are occupied by a few patrons gambling. In the stern, which is like the back of the ship, a pair of velvet couches flank a well-worn coffee table. A grimy human holding a crossbow leans against one wall, a few steps away from the couches, while a burly, red-scaled dragonborn stands leaned on the opposite wall with a huge sword on their hip. 3 figures sit on the couches in the back of the room, engaged in hushed conversations. One of which is a dark-haired human with very, very nice black clothes and cloak. And he has business papers sprawled out around him, and he is talking to these 2 people.
As we were walking down, Ophelia is going to turn to look at Vin, just see how she's doing being here.
I will say, Vin, you immediately recognize that fellow in the back as Amric Van Thamber.
Yeah, sorry, I was
No, it's okay.
I was distracted for a moment.
I'm going to show you a handout.
Yep. There he
Ooh,
is.
God.
She'll say it kind of like a hushed voice. Well, it's definitely him over there.
No matter what happens, we have your back. Don't worry, Vin.
Thank you.
Is there a certain way you recommend or want to approach this, Vin?
Like I said, I don't want to draw too much attention to myself, for now at least. I wouldn't mind if another one of you would take the charge for now.
Very well. We're here to drink. We're here to gamble. We're here to have a good time, right?
That's right.
Sure.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm gonna go try to find one of the gambling tables.
Absolutely.
And what game are we playing?
Boulder's Bones. It's a dice game.
Balder's Bones. Yep. I haven't played that in years since we were on the ship to Cholt, but
I know that's right. You gotta cash in with the Kenku who has chips for you.
yeah, let's go do that first then.
Okay, so you approach this Kenku bartender, and you will hear the sound of a coin dropping as it opens its mouth. And then it will open its mouth again, and the voice of the tavern owner, the captain, will say, "What'll it be?" as it speaks to you.
Let's just grab how's 2 silver to start. It's my last 10 days' wages, so might have to take out more on loan if I go over, but not a big deal.
The Kenku will repeat in your own voice, that'll be, well, how about 2 silver pieces worth my wages, blah, 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 whatever you just said. And repeat it directly back to you, and then you give her, they will slide the chips across the table to you.
All right. I just say 2 gold.
2 gold?
But yeah.
Okay, there you go.
And then I'm gonna head over to a table.
Sure. You sit down at one of the tables where they're gambling. There's like a dwarf sailor sitting there, and there is an elf, a half elf sailor also, like gambling together. You have a seat.
If there's room, I'll buy in.
Okay. You want to get You want to get chips from the Kenku as well?
Yeah, 2 gold.
2 gold.
That was good. That was really good.
And they slide the coins back, or they slide the chips across to you.
Under the guise of like waiting in the queue to get chips, can London close his eyes and concentrate real hard and try and pick up what Van Thamper, what the conversation's about up there?
Make a perception check.
Nat 20, 25.
Whoa. So you are listening, and you will hear the voice of the gentleman sitting on the couch, who you assume to be Amric Van Thamper, who he informs these people, who, as you look at them, they're refugees. And he will say, "I'm sorry, I cannot help you. You need to leave now." And the thing that you notice is he keeps looking over at you.
Me specifically, or our group?
The group. He's like, no, can't help you, I can't do anything for you, I can't help you. And he keeps looking over at you guys.
Okay. I don't know if I can...
At that, the refugees get up and dejectedly start to leave.
Okay. I don't know if I can parlay an insight check into this, because does it seem like, oh, the cops are here? No, I can't help you. I don't do anything illegal here, type of thing?
With her natural 20, I will say you can assume that it might have something to do with that, but you don't know.
Okay.
But now, all of you will notice that the people that were sitting on the couch are leaving. As they, like, walk past you guys. And they, like, keep their heads down and, like, almost as if they're covering their face, trying to hide from you guys as they leave.
Probably not, but do any of them have recognizable symbols on them, like rings?
Not that you notice.
Okay.
So they'll just, like, pass by you. August, what are you doing? Vin, what are you doing?
I was going to say Vin will actually whisper to August, and she'll say something like, "We just need to catch him red-handed somehow. Once we have the evidence we need, yeah? Then we can maybe do something about this."
Let's go get a drink and then sit down. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna get out of him. Especially approaching as the Fist.
As much as I want to confront him, well, that's what I'm saying. We need something irrefutable, either to catch him with his pants down, or some kind of document directly links him. And then, maybe, after that I can get some justice for my father. She kind of like does this with her hands.
London. You often talk about your friend Hamilton, was it?
Yes.
How would you feel about implying that you're related to them? Try and draw out whoever's targeting descendants of Hell Riders and other Elturians.
Go to Van Thamper under the guise of needing his assistance, you mean?
Something like that.
Yeah, I suppose it might work. I did just hear him speaking to those refugees, and he seemed to say there was nothing to be done, but glanced in our direction. I think we may have spooked him a little.
Not right now. Probably not even tonight. But it might be worth considering if it's something you feel comfortable with, because I don't like the idea of waiting around until they mess up again.
I tend to agree, and yeah, I can help set the trap if that's what it will take.
My other plan right now is to wait out the rest of this night and follow him wherever he goes from here. But we have other appointments.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to wait him out. We do need to go to the Blushing Mermaid at, what was it called? The Blushing...
Elfsong.
The Elfsong Tavern. But down to wait here as so long as that, we gotta dip at some point.
So I will note that if you sort of peer over your shoulder at him, he's going over documents and stuff, but you will see that he has a small creature that sort of crawls in and out of his shirt, and he pets it on his shoulder. It's a dragon. A very small dragon, but it has butterfly wings. It looks like that's a creature.
London would be very interested in this.
It looks like this. It's very, very small. It's it's smaller than Django.
That's certainly no Drake. London, researching dragons, draconic ancestry, etc. Would he know what this thing is?
Make a history check or Arcana.
I think both of those are real bad.
Okay.
12.
You think it might be a fairy dragon, but you don't know what that means. Also, we're going to cut back to Ophelia and Tanis. So, is there some sort of goal that you guys are trying to do, or are you literally gambling?
No, I have a goal.
Okay.
To win money.
Okay.
No, so I'm gonna try to do my best Renata Hornblower
Impression?
and just kind of be a jackass for a little while.
Okay.
And basically what I'm doing is, I'm gonna talk to the, what do you call them? The dealer.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna say something I'm gonna start off by going fucking long week, eh? Ophelia, just all these goddamned hell riders just coming in the city and just trying to take all our stuff. It felt good arresting those fuckers, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look at the dealer and then be like, you seen any hell riders around here? I'm gonna say half jokingly and be like, we really could, we get a bonus for the more we turn in.
So, he will say, that I did see a hell rider in here a couple days ago. Bastards. I'm glad they're locking him up.
What do they look like? Was the guy caught or?
I think it was a brother and a sister.
Oh, twins. Oh,
Yeah.
It makes it so much better.
This burly dwarf that's sitting with you, he'll say, hey, you know what happened to Elturel, don't ya? From what I heard, 12 red dragons came from the south, burned the city down.
No, it was 24. It was black dragons.
Oh, he said, did you hear about the rider? Someone was riding on it, a woman in white robes.
Ah, man, that's news to me. That makes all the sense.
The elf that's with you is like, no. There's some kind of test. Ravengard isn't gone. The city's not gone. He's hiding. He's trying to see who's loyal and who isn't. And from what I've heard about Beldroth,
Well, Beldroth, he's the one that's trying to right what happened out there, trying to arrest all these Hell Riders for them killing the Grand Marshal or the Grand Duke.
Oh, you're with old Beldroth the Brood, are you?
I'm with whoever's in charge.
I respect that. Captain's a captain, right?
Same orders come down from top. I'm just a fist.
Cool. Anything else that do you want to win some money?
I mean, if I'm here, I can. I just mostly wanted to figure out if they had
Other
seen
than that,
Hell
that's
Riders.
like basically
Yeah.
all the information. Ophelia, is there any intent that you have?
No, she's just here to back Tannis up and maybe try and get some money back from him.
Okay, do you guys want to play just a real quick round of Boulder's Gone?
I'll do a quick round.
All right, so here's how you play, and then I nominate I'll nominate Gio to roll for my one guy, and Brendan to roll for my other guy. The first thing you do is roll 3d6 when you start. Oh, you ante, which is 5 silver. They'll do 3 silver. They'll do 3 silver ante, and then go ahead and roll. Each of you roll 3d6. So here's the point: it's blackjack, but with dice. With d6s. So you don't want to go over 21. So the first thing everybody does is roll 3d6. And then you can either stand or roll some more.
And we just all out there lay it on the table for everyone to see?
Do the 3 first. I think so. Yeah, you don't hide your cards.
It's just against the dealer, not the other players.
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
Damn, I was hoping to win some money back from Tannis. Oh well.
Okay. And then I need one more.
What was it? 3d6?
3d6, please. Okay. So we're gonna start with Ophelia because they rolled first. On your turn, you can choose to stand or roll. If the player stands, the next player can take a turn. A player who rolls takes an additional die and rolls it.
Yeah, I'll roll.
Okay. All right. Tannis, you're next.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll. All right.
Okay. If you get 21, you bust. Or if you get over 21, you bust. August, who's not playing,
Come
he's
on.
my burly dwarf.
Trying to get a 10 here on 1d6.
Okay, and then Vin, who is my elf person, roll. If you want to roll, you can. Okay. We go back to the top. Ophelia,
14,
stand or
yeah,
roll.
I'll roll.
Okay. Tannis,
Yep.
stand or roll. Okay. August, stand or roll. And Vin, stand or roll.
Yeah, I'll roll.
All right, what are we totaling at right now, Ophelia?
I got 20.
Uh,
sorry.
I got 17.
Okay. Tannis, what do you got?
I got 19.
Oh shit. And then
Oh,
August.
yeah. 19 as well.
Okay. All right, this is the last round. Ophelia, stand or roll.
I'm gonna roll.
Okay. And then tell me your total when you
19 total.
Okay. Tannis, stand or roll.
Well, I don't want to. I know I'm not going to win with a 19,
Win
so I
with-
have
yeah.
to. Oh, Windows is fucking
Chance
up.
it.
Come on. All right. Yep. Here we go. 222. Fuck. 1.
Okay. August.
Yeah, it's like blackjack, right? So just stand at a 19 and hope you get lower.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can stand on whatever. And then your like leader position. Do you want to stand or roll? You probably want to stand on your 20.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I'll stand there.
Okay, we got back to Ophelia. Stand or roll.
Stand.
Okay. Tannis, stand or roll.
Stand.
Okay. And then August.
Yeah, I think everybody's standing at this point.
Okay,
so-
after everyone is at the highest point total, excluding wins the game and takes the pot. Okay, so who has the highest point total?
Tannis and the elf woman
Yeah.
have 20.
Okay,
We
so
both have 20.
so you split the pot? Is that how that works?
Good question.
Oh,
I
like
don't know.
you don't play against the house; you're playing against each other.
I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
okay.
usually you play against the house, I
Yeah.
think. At
Yeah.
most casinos, but
I mean, this is all the rules that I have is these 4 steps.
Well, I mean, yeah, they also don't have Baldur's Bones at casinos, so
yeah.
So I guess you just split the pot, and that's that. So what was it? 3, 6, 9, 12. So 6 silver apiece.
Outstanding.
Okay. All right. Anything else you guys want to do?
No.
Okay. All right. So now what? Been a little bit.
Yeah. Finish drinks. Is it like at all appropriate to head over to the Elfsong, or
Yeah,
still like way
it's
too
feasible.
early? Yeah.
No, it's you can.
Yeah, as everyone is like kind of leaving and heading over, Vin will actually approach London, and she'll reach into her coin purse and take out, what was it? We got 2 platinum from like individually we got 2 platinum from, and that's what, like 20 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I think I owe you this, and Vin will hold out the 2 platinum to give to
Finn,
London.
I can't take that from you. What you've done for my bow, what you've done for all of us, for your cooking, I feel indebted to you almost. There's no way I can take this.
Well, I appreciate that. It's just that, well, after the events of today, this weird connection with my father's murder, I don't know. I don't want to be like him. I don't want to make the same mistakes. I would insist you take it.
Understand someone wanting to settle the debts. Having never met the man, Finn, you don't seem anything like him, but sure, thank you.
And she will give you the 2 platinum.
All right. Anything else before you head over to the Elfsong?
Yeah, I want to gamble away 4 platinum.
put it all on black.
Yes.
31 black, baby. No, that's I would square up for the beer, the tab, just full stop.
Yeah. Okay. It was 3 copper a mug. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Copper.
Okay. Cool.
Anything else?
On your orders then, Gauntlet.
Yeah, let's go to the Elfsong and hope that our presence has stalled him out enough so that he's still here when we get back.
Okay. All right. You guys leave the low lantern, and night is beginning to descend as you make your way towards the Elfsong Tavern, and that is where we will take a break.
Sweet.
Okay. You guys make your way across the city, through Eastway, to the Elfsong Tavern, and I am so excited for the Elfsong Tavern. Because... Oh, I have a handout of it too. Hold up. Perfect. So, the Elfsong Tavern is a solid 2-story stone building with faded slate roofs that stand proudly amidst the lower city. Green shutters frame each window, and a small patio with tables and chairs surrounds 3 sides of the structure. The Elfsong's well-maintained appearance sets it apart from the rest of the lower city as a relatively decent establishment. As you approach, a soft singing can be heard from the street, seeping from the walls of the tavern. It seems to drift on the breeze and fill the air around you, drawing you in with an almost otherworldly allure. You guys want to head in?
This place certainly seems a lot more inviting. No bloated dead crows dead on here. Yeah, we'll head in.
As you step inside the Elfsong Tavern, the room has wood-paneled walls and sturdy floorboards. The establishment is fairly large, with several tables scattered around the area. But the most remarkable feature you notice is the singing. A voice seems to come from everywhere and nowhere, all at once, permeating the air with an otherworldly presence. Though no singer can be seen, every patron is still and silent as the haunting, ethereal song of a female elf fills the tavern, each one entranced by the beautiful notes. A burly, bearded patron at a nearby table quietly weeps, unable to hold back his emotions. The song seems to resonate deep within you. It's the most beautiful singing you've ever heard, and it enthralls you completely, making you feel as though the elven maiden herself is singing directly to your soul. Isn't that shit fucking awesome? The song reaches its final note, and the ethereal voice fades away, leaving behind a palpable silence. Then, slowly, conversations resume. The clinking of mugs and low murmurs fill the tavern once more. The staff carry on with their duties, and the bearded, burly patron wipes away his tears and smiles, embarrassed at his companions that are jeering him. And the Elfsong Tavern once again returns to its usual bustling atmosphere. Pull you guys up on the map. Elfsong Tavern.
I guess I'm never here during the song. That was beautiful.
I miss Django.
Can he sing?
I can chirp a little bit here and there. Carry a tune of sorts. Not a bad dancer, though.
What would you guys like to do? There are, let me describe the tavern once more. Several tables scrabbled across the area. To one side is a row of curtained booths, and to the back is a long bar adjacent to the kitchen. Lining the ceiling, wooden beams run the width of the tap room, with oak posts supporting them. I just want to say, there's other maps of the Elfsong Tavern. This is the one literally from Baldur's Gate 3.
I was gonna say, this looks so familiar.
It is literally the one from Baldur's Gate 3, because I thought it would be cool.
Our CI's a halfling girl.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see...
You see some halfling patrons, but you don't know if any of them are Tarina. None of them are alone, I will say that.
Should we find a table and let her come to us? I don't think we were given very specific instructions.
Seems like as good a plan as any.
So where do you want to sit? There on this side are like curtained booths. There's some tables scattered around the bar.
Something with a little
Look.
privacy.
Yeah, that might be appropriate. Where's the actual bartender?
So as you guys approach the booth to sit down, you will see a human man with not the handlebar. What's the one? The Hulk Hogan, right? That connects to sideburns. He's got longish, sort of slick back hair. He looks like this. And he will approach you guys and he'll say, first time, huh? You can always tell when someone's never heard her song before.
It's quite a lovely tune.
What can I get you?
5 ales, please.
You got it. First round's on the house for the Flaming Fist, and you've never been here before. You might need an ale to cheer you up.
I think I like this place already.
By far one of the best ones we've been to.
It is very nice.
It seems a lot less dark and murdery compared to all the other taverns we go to.
Kind of like dark and murdery. Has its,
No surprise there.
allure. Well,
Don't worry, Tanis, we can find an appropriate dark and brooding corner for you.
I'm just saying where there's murder, there's something to do.
What's life without a little murder, eh?
After a minute, Alan Aelith will return with your ales, and he'll say, "So, have any of you heard the song before?"
I believe so.
First time.
She might sing it again tonight. She sings the same song at random throughout the night, and I'll tell you, I've lived here and worked here my entire life. She sings the same song night after night after night, and I still find myself captivated by it every time.
She was singing in Elvish, correct?
Correct.
What was the song about?
So, you will have noted, you would have caught it like midway through, but it's a sort of sad lament for a lover lost at sea. But yeah, the whole thing was in Elvish.
Certainly is an emotional banger.
Yeah, he gives a chuckle. And he'll give you your drinks and say, is there anything else?
London would look to August as if, like, do we say we're waiting for someone, or are we not supposed to do that? I don't know.
Let's not
Okay.
blow her cover.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll just say thanks and
No problem.
give him an extra, large tip for not charging for the round.
Thank you. Let me know if you need anything. And he'll go back to the bar.
So we just sit quietly and drink our ale and wait for this informant to approach us then.
From my understanding, that's generally the standard operating procedure.
Good to know.
Well, while we're waiting, do you mind if we talk about something?
By all means, we're on duty.
Maybe it's just me. Something's been bugging me. I believe the first murder that happened was on the 2nd of Elisis, right? I mean, that was the day in Elturel. But those murders happened here. I mean, it doesn't seem like much of a coincidence, does it?
So
in the back of
when
my head, but yeah, didn't really put that together. Just mentioned it just now.
when the companion blew up, that was when the first murder happened here.
I think it might have even happened a little bit earlier.
The day
If he went
before.
missing the day before. This stinks to high hell about being planned.
I mean, the cultists were on the bridge. I don't think they were. That didn't seem like a couple of opportunists who were like, here's a good opportunity to get our serial killing kicks off. Like, they were planted there by somebody's orders.
I certainly agree. I mean, with an Elturel, it's reasonable, but they're word travels fast, but not that fast.
We saw them on the
Normally-
road as well. Must be some connection.
The more we look into this seems like less of a homicidal maniac and more of a cleansing of sorts, almost genocide. It seems that everyone is very direct ties to the Hellriders or nobility in Elturel.
But why the Hellriders specifically, and the Knights of the Order?
Who in Baldur's Gate would stand to gain from eliminating those groups?
Well, any righteous organization is bound to gain their fair share of enemies. Those working within the shadows and with less scrupulous individuals.
It's gotta do something to do with the destruction of Elturel. It has to. They knew Elturel was gonna be destroyed that day. They had to have. If the murders timed up correctly, they knew what was happening in Elturel.
And that begs the question, was Elturel the grand finale or the opening act?
But how did they know the companion was gonna go boom that day?
I don't know. I mean, to be able to corrupt such a powerful gift, I mean, we have to be dealing with more than just corrupt nobility here. We have to be talking, properly divine, or hellish, I suppose.
I just thought of something though. I'm not sure if it's been mentioned, but if they're going after these Knights of the Companion and the Hell Riders, well, it begs the question that someone fleeing from Elturel knows something that they're trying to hide. But who had that information? That's what we need to find out.
I have a good idea where we can start. You're not gonna like it though.
Lay it on me.
Clearly, Amric is targeting the Hell Riders. Two Hell Riders, this brother and this sister, I learned from the dealer, showed up there just days before they were murdered. Wemba had the coin. Edmau had the coin.
Seems like he's offering his generosity to refugees, and then any refugee that's pegged to Elturel, he's singling them out and
No,
having
just those with connections to the Hell Riders.
yeah, precisely.
My thoughts exactly.
But why male models?
Are
Why
you
Hell
kidding?
Riders?
I just told you all that.
But why Hell Riders? Doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense how they knew the companion
No,
was going to do what it did.
I'm not sure if Elturel was the first target because of the companion or despite the companion. I mean, we can't really be sure yet if it was the catalyst or the defender that saved it from being a whole lot worse. But the fact that they haven't gone for Baldur's Gate, if they have the ability to destroy a city, and the companion, I mean, I'm starting to think the companion was the catalyst, because why not go for Baldur's Gate, you know, the city that doesn't have this giant beacon protecting it.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe whoever this is, the Hell Riders, Elturel, maybe they'll be the most capable of stopping them. You knock them out first. I mean, you see the chaos that's being sowed here. The Flaming Fist, bless them, I mean, but it's just absolute anarchy. If there's any serious attack on the city, do you think they'd be able to band together to defend it?
You might be onto something there, Ophelia.
A drunk half-elf at a table nearby you, he sort of slams his fist on the table, and he'll say, "These Elturian invaders are filth. They kill our Grand Duke, and they think they can come here and drain our resources, leave Baldur's Gate weak and defenseless so that their army of knights can come here and lay siege on us? I don't fucking think so." And there's this other guy that's next. He's like with a group of people. There's another guy next to him that's like, "Filthy animals they are. Have you seen their camp outside Basilisk Gate? They're living in their own shit. Like pigs they are. We don't let hooved animals in our city. It's the law." And they all sort of laugh at this joke.
As drunk as that guy is, that's actually a pretty solid chirp.
Was that in response to our conversation, or
No,
was that just a random
That's
outburst?
just an outburst. It just
Okay.
seemed thematic.
August, you mentioned you might have a plan of me saying I'm related to Hamilton and flush out my connection with the Hell Riders to draw Tham's interest.
You have the most familiarity with any individual Hell Rider, so you'd be able to, you know, give a story that makes sense and, you know, maybe forge some evidence of a genealogy if necessary. But, you know, maybe we follow you while you look around Basilisk Gate for this Petra and start following that line all the way down. And, when the questions start coming, first he poses a refugee, but then when the questions start coming, say, oh yeah, you're related to this Hell Rider. And from that point on, it's a 24-hour watch on you. Like, you do not leave anybody's sight, because at that point you're a target. I mean, you're in grave danger if we do this.
When we were in the low lantern, it seemed like he noticed us as fists and was like, "Yeah, sorry, refugees, I can't help you." Did it seem like he was eyeing me specifically?
No.
Like, if we try this plan, he's going to be like, "Oh, I saw you. You're a fist. You're not a refugee." Or he was just like, "Fists in general."
You don't know about that. You do know that he was like fist in general, but you don't know if he'll recognize you or not.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing I'd flag to August.
I don't know, some makeup and eye patch, change your hair color. We can work around that.
I suppose it could work. Connection to Hamilton could be the end we need to make ourselves the target and spring this trap from the inside out.
I don't have a particular interest in using you as bait, but if it's the plane we have, then it's the plane we have. Personally, I don't see why we don't just march in there and... Never mind.
And arrest the son of one of the dukes?
Well, not arrest, but we go in there, maybe we ask for help ourselves as members of the Flaming Fist. I mean, I don't care much for working with squeaky wheels, but I know that in instances they can be useful.
Just hesitant if we go in as fists, they won't be as forthcoming about the killing of all of these refugees. Let's just be honest and call it what it is.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I know that many of these victims, I mean, they were stolen in the night. They were kidnapped. Sure, we can watch you 24 hours a day, but it's just dangerous, London. Are you sure you're up for it?
Think so. You're all going to watch out for me, right? And make sure I'm safe?
Of course, I mean, you got that earring.
Yeah, true.
I mean, we'll do everything we can to never be too far from you. And, I mean, judging from what we saw of the Fleming house, they're not exactly quiet about it. They're just smashing the window.
Speaking of which, if we do this, we'll need somewhere to stay other than the Eastway Station.
You will hear a commotion. But while you were having this conversation, a woman with a preteen daughter and a 2-year-old son entered the bar. And they're very obviously refugees from Elturel. And they're speaking to Alan, the barkeep, who is shaking his head solemnly. And then this drunk dude from earlier is like, "You dare bring your grimy arse in here to this reputable establishment?" And Alan sort of raises his hand to stop the man, but the man stands up and he continues as he staggers towards this woman. And he says, "And you bring the bastard children with you? You think you're fooling us? Women don't belong on the battlefield, and I'll tell you why." And he raises his hand towards her. Is there anything that you guys want to do?
Hofia's looking at August.
Feel free to engage. And yeah, I think as most of our table starts to stand up.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he's unaware of his surroundings. So this woman shields her baby as she cowers away. Alan can't do anything. This happens all the time. This is not something that he's gonna get his hands dirty with. what do you guys do? Who does what?
I think we should be keeping the peace now.
Yep. She stands up. She is yelling as loud as she can at
Sure.
this guy.
What do you say?
I know, like, oi, miscreant!
Sure. He turns towards you. He's like, "Hey, fuck you! What? Got to put this refugee in her place."
Is that how you speak to the Flaming Fist?
He fucking squints his eyes. He's like,
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
"I don't want no trouble with the flaming fist."
That's correct. We are the peacekeepers around here. If there are any issues, you come to us.
He says, actually make an intimidation check.
Right.
Roll
Nation
let's fight this
19.
guy.
Oh wow. Okay. He says, right, yeah, all right, yeah, no problem, Fisty. We're square. I don't want no trouble with the flaming fist. I ain't go so back down, really. You know, it's it's all right, yeah.
God.
Good.
Why don't
Go
you
back to your
home?
bottle. Be gone.
Yeah, he leaves, and he will mutter under his breath, "And these lot of fools for believing these refugees after what they did to the marshal." And he'll like go sit down, back down with his friends.
Ophelia is going to go up to the mother that died.
Yes,
Is she still there?
yes.
She'll. Pardon my intrusion, but what exactly caused that?
She shrugs. I don't know. I haven't been treated very well since I've been here.
No, it's rough times for all. More rough for others. What exactly are you looking for? Miss?
I was trying to find a room, but apparently this place is full up. I don't have anywhere to stay for myself and my children.
I'm gonna look at Alan. Is it actually full up, or
Yes.
is it like we
No,
don't want your business?
it really is.
Well, might not be able to find a room, but perhaps we can buy you a meal. At least,
You would do that for me.
of course.
Thank
We're
you.
here to keep the peace and civility.
Thank you. Thank you. The companion bless you. Thank you.
Companion bless you too. Something good for the lady and the kids.
Sure,
She'll tell to the.
Alan nods his head and he'll go. Do you want to just pay for her meal?
Yeah.
I have a price for you, and it is 5 copper for like the whole 9.
Yeah, she'll put down 2 silver,
Holy
including
shit.
the tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take
cool.
care of them.
Alan gives you the salute, like, no sweat. I got this. It's the least that I could do. He's not a bad guy, you know. It's just he does what he can. So no problem.
All right. She will return to the table, kind of in a mildly perturbed huff.
What did you refer to this place as before, Ophelia? Powder keg.
An apt description.
Also, I thought you were going to be like, yeah, I know a room that just opened up. Some guy might have just got murdered there, but it's open.
Ophelia, as you sit back down and settle yourself in, all of you will notice that a sharp-eyed halfling with light brown skin and freckles, wearing a floppy hat, that the kind of hat that's like common with sailors, enters the bar. Her hair is decorated with beads and feathers, and her revealed forearms are covered in tattoos. This is her. She will scan the room cautiously, see the group of you, and approach your table. Hold on. Get her token. There she is.
You guys are flanking her. Nice.
And she'll say, it's odd, Sinja. Can't say I've seen your face before.
I will produce a bag of 50 gold pieces.
Well, cutting right to the chase, are we? She will grab the gold, pocket it, and sort of motion like I'm gonna come sit down with you guys.
Assuming you are Tarina, right? I'm not just giving this to a stranger.
I'm Tarina. Pleasure to meet you.
He was like, "Hi, here's some money."
I am Tarina. Pleasure to meet you. Scoot over. Let me sit down. She will say, all right, so I'm going to tell you the information that I wanted to tell Zoj himself, but I assume you're the task force he has on the mission.
Yeah, Zaj has been overwhelmed recently.
All right, well, listen up, because I won't be repeating myself. I've been keeping me eyes on Inside Park. Oh, let's close the curtains. She'll say that too. Let's close the curtains. So you close the curtains. And she says, I've been keeping me eyes on Inside Park. And on the night of the 8th, or I guess the morning of the 9th, around 2 a.m., I saw some suspicious, heavily armed and armored figures with a wheelbarrow carrying something into the park. They returned a little while later within their cart empty. The body of that girl was found the next day. That's right? Let me double check that. Body was found on the 9th. Double check that. May have missed.
Anita, yeah. No.
Anita was found on the 9th. Perfect. After they left the park, I followed them. They went to a pretty large facility, a tannery, west of Cliffgate, a place called Goldenhide. I've been watching this Goldenhide for a day or two. It's seen some real shisty business. Let's just say I got a nose for trouble, and this place reeks of it. Armed thugs and figures in black cloaks moving in and out. Messengers running back and forth. Doesn't be looking like the usual tannery work, if you ask me. If you were to ask me, I'd say that's where your murders are taking place. Any questions so far?
Oh, this is very helpful. Thank you. We suspected a tannery, but didn't know which one.
Well, I'm glad I could be of assistance. It's hard to tell if they've brought in more victims to the tannery. The folks who do look like workers, they regularly bring in large shipments of raw pelts, blood, hooves, horn, the whole lot. Can't rightly tell if they're smuggling them in like that.
Is the tannery busy at all hours of the day? Even in the evening?
It closes down around sundown.
So they're still doing normal business out of it?
From what I can tell. But I'll tell you, these blokes, they look like bad news. They don't seem like your run-of-the-mill ruffians. They got lookouts. And they got the looks of training on them. I suggest you be careful. If they suspect you, it's gonna get ugly and fast.
Do you happen to have seen anyone noteworthy in the area? Any maybe flaming fist going in and out?
Not a flaming fist, but I just so happened to recognize one of the blokes delivering a letter to the tannery. They call him the Dog. He's an ex-pirate who now spends his days as a fencer. You can usually find him hanging about the Blushing Mermaid in Eastway. He's an old salty bloke, short hair, a wagon load of piercings and tattoos on his face. Honestly, you can't miss him. He might know more about what's going on inside of there, and I doubt he'll be as hard to make squeal. Well, Probably not as hard as those tannery fellas, that is.
What was the dog doing with them? He was running messages for
Delivering
them?
a lever. Yeah, he delivered a letter to them. You was asking about what it's like when it shuts down. They have guards and these armed lookouts. They watch the place all hours of the night.
Did the tannery have a name? Did I miss
Golden
that?
Hide.
Or- Golden Hide.
So the operations shut down at sundown, but it's like still guarded 24/7 type of thing.
Definitely. And she really wants to stress to you that these fuckers that are guarding this place look like no joke. But this isn't just your little fucking bandit ruffian. These are like armed soldier motherfuckers.
Yeah, not even
Oh.
like the guild, just like actual mercenary company.
All I'm hearing
Like-
is immune to stunned, can't be flanked.
Also searching for alarm spells and all that kind of stuff as we approach them, probably. But that'll be something for later.
So the tannery and the dog. That's about all the leads I got.
Two very promising leads.
Very.
You got
Do you
any
think-
questions for me?
Seen any tall, dark, handsome blokes walking in and out of there?
I can't
Maybe
say I
like
have. I'd probably
lords.
have noticed. She gives you a wink.
Smart. I like that.
Any more questions for Tarina? She seems a little anxious to go.
The things moving in and out, any iconography on it, any symbols that seem to stand out to you at all?
Not that I can say. They all of these armed and armored blokes, they either wear red or black capes, cloaks, disguising themselves almost completely.
Have you seen any of them wearing masks?
Not that I know of.
This has been very helpful, thank you.
You got anything else for me? I'd like to get on my way.
Are you gonna, by chance, continue your work looking out for Insight Park? If more bodies are dumped there, it'd be good for us to know immediately.
If I'm being honest with you, I'd like to get away from this business.
Yeah, that's fair.
Seems a little more dangerous than my usual haunts.
I may not have the authority to say it, but it would be best if maybe you avoided this tannery from now on.
Yeah, you reckon I'm in agreement with you? If I recognize the dog, who's to say if he recognized me?
I think we have what we need.
That dog, he's a flimsy fella. It won't be hard to squeeze information out of.
Do you know how broke he is?
I don't keep tabs much anymore with criminal activity. She also winks. But no, she doesn't know. Well, if there's nothing else, Timora's luck to you. You're gonna need it. And if there is nothing else, she will leave. She salutes you guys, just like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Well, that was rather helpful. Seems like we know exactly who we have to talk to and where this all is happening then.
Is there like some sort of bureaucratic building in Baldur's Gate that keeps like land parcels and their respective owners?
Yeah. The Land Parcels and Respective Owners Bureau, obviously.
No, why didn't I even think of that? We should go to the Bureau of Landowners and their respective owners. I know you said we can't change gold over these bets, but Vanthampers owning Goldenhide.
Every
Seems
time I
like
bet
that.
against you, Dan, as I lose money, so.
I know, I almost feel bad for you sometimes. I almost feel bad for you sometimes.
I think that's a pretty safe bet there, Tanis. Is the next stop for us the Blushing Mermaid then, August?
I suppose so, I guess. I mean, sounds like we just gotta hang the dog upside down and see what shakes out of him, so.
Easy enough
Probably
to
won't
do.
take too long.
Sounds like maybe that's the better way than just storming this tannery guns a-blazing. It seems like they're prepared for war there.
Well, I mean, tannery's the last thing we want to do. I mean, it's worth going to the, BLRP, but just rattles off an acronym. Because, yeah, if we can get it on paper, that's a company connected to the Vanthampers, that's solid evidence.
As you guys are having this conversation, the familiar singing of the ghostly elf begins to fill the air again. The entire tavern falls silent as it always does, but the ethereal voice, ever haunting and melancholic, now carries a different tune and lyrics than you heard before. I gotta let it play out because it's actually really cool.
Sjung en sång om Elturel, om vatten, skog och kling, om solens glidning på dess här, och mark av hyacinth.
Okay, so the regular patrons who normally hear this song, although I had to turn it down a little more. It's hard to do voice and this. The regular patrons who normally listen in reverence exchange puzzled glances. At the bar, Alan stands frozen in shock and disbelief. His hands tremble as he clutches a glass, his eyes wide and fixed on some distant point, as if trying to grasp the meaning of this unexpected change. The song swells, filling every corner of the tavern with its eerie, haunting beauty, leaving everyone in a state of bewilderment and unease. And now I'm going to post and read unto you the lyrics. Actually, might have a handout for it.
Yeah, you're just killing it with the handouts this episode, buddy.
Do I have? What? I don't have. What? Oh, I do. Here it is. And I will read it aloud. Oh, sing a song. Oh, this is the Elvish translation. So, Tanis, if you speak Elvish, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you understand this. Oh, sing a song of Elturel, of water, woods, and hill. The sun dawns on her ruddy cliffs, and fields green and still. This land of long abiding joy, home of the strong and bright, renowned by all across the realms as a point of light. Oh, sing a song of Elturel, when foes are at her door, her fields torn by cloven feet from some infernal shore. Arise, the mighty Hell Riders, take up your swift, keen swords, then charge into the hellish fray and scatter devil hordes. Oh, sing a song of Elturel, and when the night does fall, sleep safe beneath companion's light until the dawn doth call. We're bound by mortal covenant that only ends with death, and so we'll sing of Elturel until our final breath. The song fades, and the people of the tavern can begin to speak about how strange it is that the song has changed. And Alan is awestruck. He's just standing there shivering.
That song, Tanis, did you hear it? This one was about the Hell Riders.
I heard it. I think everyone heard it.
Yeah, there was. I mean,
Alan certainly
if you
did.
there are some proper nouns that you would have caught, like that don't translate in Elvish. Like Elturel was literally spoken. Hell Riders.
Oh,
was
are you
literally spoken.
asking me for a translation?
No, sorry. London also speaks Elvish,
Okay, I
so
thought
he's
so.
like hearing this,
Shit, I
like
didn't know
for.
Vyns or London spoke.
I think I heard Elturel. What's that song about?
Well, it's about Elturel. It's about the Hell Riders riding out to fight hellish fray and scatter devil hordes.
Referenced cloved feet, devils, fighting until their last breath.
I mean,
Thought the tree was a lot.
most songs, they sing about ancient battles, but something about this tells me this might be going on now, or very soon.
Perhaps one to come. Hopefully you saw that image in the bark. Winged riders grabbing a sword. I wonder if it's all connected. Also, this is like our legit sixth horrible, like foreboding omen, just like bad news all around.
I don't understand it though. Elturel's gone. There's nobody to take up arms anymore, except whoever managed to get out.
Well, Hell Riders aren't dead yet.
Not all of them.
It's a bit storybook, but the words, it doesn't really sound like a dirge. It's like a prophecy. Like I feel like it has that kind of language in it. And plus the drawing tree earlier today with omens.
Yeah, but the drawing tree was a winged creature. Angel of sorts. Doesn't seem very hellish to me.
As unfortunate as it is, the heavens don't have a monopoly on winged creatures.
That's true.
Wouldn't be the first time an angel went down to hell. Anyways, August, we were saying the Blushing Mermaid then next, I guess.
I suppose so. I guess that's our last order of business for the night.
Very well.
Okay, you guys want to head to the Blushing Mermaid?
Yeah, before we leave, when London was talking to Tanis about the song, and he was looking at him, did the like outlines of his eyes seem to be getting like bigger or worse, or
Of mine?
yeah? Didn't you say there was like?
Oh, yeah. Everyone at this point knows it and probably would have brought up. I do have golden rings in my eyes right now.
Yeah, is that like getting
That's-
more prevalent, or?
No, it's been pretty consistent the past couple of ever since it first appeared some like 7 days ago at this point.
Right.
Yeah, they've just been there. They haven't gotten bigger or anything like that.
Okay.
So you guys head out of the Elfsong. You only got one round of drinks from Alan, right? You don't have to square up with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys leave. And you head towards... I want to go ahead and do it. It shouldn't take too long. Not an hour. So. You guys head towards the 3-story building of the infamous Blushing Mermaid. You've been there before. It's a patchwork of old timber and sea-stained, salt-stained stone. You were immediately enveloped with the scent of... Oh, I can actually go over to the Blushing Mermaid map. Is your tokens on there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. You guys enter over here. Okay. And let me say something. Okay. So you guys enter in the same place. You see Jeff, who waves at you. And you will see in one corner, at the table you guys were sitting at last, a human man with a really weird, like really shittily cut hair. He looks kind of like a crackhead, to be honest. And he's got piercings and tattoos all over his face. And he is surrounded by 3 rough-looking gentlemen drinking ale and laughing. Here is a handout.
And this crackhead is like undoubtedly the dog, hey?
Undoubtedly. Here he is. He's a half-elf.
Oh, that is rough.
He's half something.
Yeah.
Calling saying he looks like a meth head, I feel like is an insult to meth heads. That's fucking crazy shit.
So he's like having a drink with his buddies and they're all laughing.
He does look like a dog.
Even has a collar.
So what do you guys want to do?
Squeeze.
Try and have a word with him in private. I don't know if he'd be open to that sort of thing.
I mean, this guy kind of seems like he'll, and from what we've learned from our drinking buddy, he'll probably fold like a cheap suit as soon as we give him like the fist playbook, which is, you know, literally hitting him with the playbook.
Come on,
But
then. Let's make this dog bark.
let's just scare him a little bit.
Perfect. So you guys approach, and as soon as you do, one of the NPCs that's with him looks around and moves. Like he leaves.
Yeah, I just like pull out the chair next to him and like nod to his 2 compatriots. It's like,
Oh, fuck.
I need your friend for a moment.
The dog will turn to you and be like, "What do we have here? Flaming fist, huh? You looking for something or just lost your way?"
Actually, we found exactly what we're looking for.
Listen, fisties, whatever you think I know, I don't know shit. I ain't even done nothing wrong. The 2 other guys are like, "You're on your own, dog," and they leave.
Friends
There's
were quick to
5 of you.
abandon
They literally just dip out. His eyes, like, he's looking around him and seems like he's surrounded. What do you guys want to do? He's like, I don't know shit. Fuck you. He doesn't say fuck you, but he's like, whatever you think I did, I didn't fucking do it.
London
Ophelia's
would-
going to. Oops, okay.
I was gonna say London is behind Ophelia, kind of like gently like nudging her like forward.
Yeah, she's just going to like put a hand on his shoulder from behind and just keep him in the chair.
Okay.
Like he is not going to move unless she lets him.
He's sitting there. He's a little antsy.
So, what was that letter you delivered to Goldenhide?
His face immediately changes. He was like, oh fuck. And it was almost like you were like, whatever. Like he was about to, he does other illegal shit, right? And that's what he thinks you're there for. But when you ask him that, he says, how do you know about that?
That's not important. I asked what the letter was about.
Persuasion, intimidation.
Can I help him with intimidation?
You
if
can
he
help
wants?
with intimidation if you'd like.
Well,
He says, listen, man, this is way above my head. I can't talk. Those people, they don't seem like a kind of people who take well to rats.
does she seem like the kind of person who takes well to people who don't talk?
Listen, if you were here about, moving that painting, I didn't want to fence it, okay? You know how it is. You get caught up in things, and I just needed the money, but this is some deep, covert shit, man. We're talking legitimate political scandal shit, not your everyday drug smuggler cut purse shit.
Then having you complicit in this is very bad for you, probably serves a very long sentence in a very dark cell if the tribunal doesn't find you guilty to be killed. So I would have you probably want to cooperate with the only 5 people in the city that can maybe let you go scot-free.
He starts itching himself. Look, if you want to know, you got to promise me, like, some protection or something, man. These people...
Well, first off, I'm not going to promise you shit, except that we won't tell anyone what we had this discussion if, and only if, we find you helpful.
You gotta help me, man. These people, they will easily slit my throat and throw me in the Grey Harbor without a second thought, okay? I'm afraid of the fist. I'm real afraid of these guys. You gotta help me out. I'll talk.
Then we'll talk, we'll throw you in a jail cell overnight for fencing the painting you just did. Make it look like that's what we're here for, and then you go on your merry way, never to see us again.
He considers this. Make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage. You have a upper hand here.
Double 17s.
Awesome. He will say, we should get out of here, man. I'll tell you, but we gotta go somewhere else. Too many prying eyes and ears around here, man.
I'll look at August.
Yeah, I'll just like get him by the scruff. And like a bit more loudly, all the shit people are going through now, like art is one of the few things they can turn to, and just like
Okay.
kind of play up that we're bringing him in for art theft.
Awesome. Perfect. You wanna like, where do you want to take him outside? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? I mean, outside in an alley is good enough for him.
Yeah, essentially just go to a back alley.
Okay, perfect.
Put one of each of us on the ends, make sure there's no prying eyes. Or
So you're
ears
like,
or something.
he's like, oh man, I said I would come quietly, jeez, and you're like twisting his arm back and pushing him out, and you just throw him in an alley. And
Yeah, like once we get outside, I stop doing the perp walk show,
Okay,
and it's just
okay.
like, all right, let's just walk like normal people.
So in the alley, he's like, okay, listen, man. This conspiracy shit that I'm talking about, it's some deep, like, covert shit, man. Like, some really deep shit.
How so?
I was hired by one of the sons of Duke Van Thamp, a bloke named Amric. He's got some kind of loan shark operation out of the Low Lantern. I heard about the job from some rich dwarf lady. I can't remember her name. I was going to say Peter, but that doesn't sound right.
Petra.
Maybe that was it. I don't really know. I just heard about the job. And I only met this Amric one time. And that was to get my job description. And it wasn't your average breaking legs and pulling teeth that loan sharks usually hire for. Nah, man, this was strange, but not entirely unheard of. He told me that he wanted me to check a dead drop spot in Heapside. A mailbox on the corner of Covenborough and Fletcher Street. And he wanted me to check it twice a day. And I was told to deliver the letters to the Golden Hide Tannery. Someplace in, where is it? Brampton. Someplace in Brampton. And I'm supposed to give it directly to the hands of a woman named Voren. And with each letter, there was a 2 gold payment for delivery. But he didn't tell me nothing about why or who I'd be working for or with. But he gave me a 15 platinum advance, and honestly, after that, I didn't feel like asking questions. I mean, it seemed like a pretty simple job to me, and working for a patriarch felt like I was moving up in the world.
I mean, what makes you so concerned that this is deep shit, as you say, and not just, a nobleman with a side hustle?
Something real nefarious is going on in that tannery, man. The people they got guarding that place are no joke. And they all wear necklaces and jewelry with fists and skulls, like some kind of cult. And that Voren woman, she's a right nasty bitch, too. She orders the other around like a slave driver. She's always armed and wears a shield on her back with the symbol of a black hand.
Where did you meet this rich dwarf lady you first met?
Right down the street outside the Basilisk Gate. Or inside the Basilisk Gate, probably. Like in Baldur's Gate proper. From what he's telling you, he's been inside the tannery, though. So you can ask him questions like that.
How many levels are there to the tannery?
So it's a big warehouse, and the compound has a fence all the way around it. There's a higher balcony in the warehouse, but there's a cellar underneath, and that's the thing. I never talked much to this Voren woman. I gave her the messages, and she thanked me and sent me along. And I didn't really want to stick around anyways. The place reeks. But to be honest with you, from what I can tell, man, I don't think she's the one calling the shots there. They got people in black cloaks moving in and out of the cellar all the time. I think the head honcho is down there, hiding out, running things from the shadows. He's smart if he is. I don't know what kind of racket they could be running in that place, but I know for sure it's the big leagues.
See any familiar faces in that tannery?
Nah, man. And this is really all I know. I was told the letters were sealed by magic, and if I opened them, I'd be cursed, so I haven't really dug into anything. And I swear, I'm literally just the messenger, okay? I have no idea what kind of fuckery is going on in that tannery, or what this moneylender or Amric Van Thamper has to do with it, but I know it's all bad news.
Right, well, they've been very helpful. So, do you want to hang out in the cell because you feel safer there for tonight? By all means, but
I spilled, and you guys gotta help me out, please. If they find out that I ratted, I'm a dead man.
We can make this rest look very convincing.
I mean, whatever you gotta do, man. I just don't wanna. I don't want them to find out. Some cult shit with the fucking Duke's son. I don't want nothing to do with it. I was already in too deep by the time I got the job.
Maybe you should get out of town.
My money's here. If you give me like a couple gold, I'll leave.
I mean, a couple?
5 gold.
5.
Come on, man. You gotta help me out. I spilled, okay? I told you everything.
We could just toss him in a holding cell until we finish up this investigation.
No, I really like the leaving town idea. Come on, man.
I really don't like the idea of setting him free to go back and tip off Amric that we're onto this case.
Nah, man. Fuck that. I'm out of
Shut
here.
up!
Maybe
Alright,
we
we're
shouldn't let
talking.
him. Maybe we shouldn't let him tip Amric off, and Vin will actually step up, kind of uncharacteristically, and hold like the gem that's like in her gauntlet, and it'll kind of glow with that like ray of frost energy, and she holds
Oh,
it like right to
shit,
his
man.
face.
Fuck.
So we're not going to execute him in cold blood in the middle of the street.
He is complicit at least. When did you start working for them?
Like a 10-day ago.
10 day? Yeah, that's 5 murders.
Second or third
Mm-hmm.
of the month. Oh, come on, man. Please, come on. I'm innocent. I'm just the messenger. You said you would help me out.
He has also been selling stolen paintings, so...
The horror.
In a cell, he'll be safe. He'll have a roof over his head, 3 meals a day. Why are we letting this loose end go away?
You know, it's more like 1 meal, but true.
I actually agree with London on this. I think we should just toss him in a holding cell for his own safety. Until all this blows over, then we release him.
How about this? We're going to confirm your story. And if the tannery really is as shady as you say, I'll give you your 5 gold. Once we're dealt with it.
Oh, I'm telling the truth, man. Hell yeah.
Until then, holding cell?
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah, she's telling the truth. She's
Okay,
not gonna-
fucking great. And then he's like, yeah, come on, let's, like, yeah, okay, that sounds great.
Alright, so it's not really one in the Eastway Station, right?
There is holding cells in
Oh,
the
okay.
Eastway. No, there's like a whole, not a dungeon, there may be like 12 or 8 of them, 8 cells in the cellar beneath.
Yeah, I imagine like a medieval-esque city doesn't have like a lot of permanent cells. Like it's either you just get your hand chopped off or they kill you.
Yeah, I think there is like a big dungeon under Worm's Rock and one under the High Hall or whatever place. What is it called?
Was it the Sea Fort?
No. The
No.
Citadel.
Ah.
The Citadel is the headquarters of the City Watch. So I bet they have a dungeon too. And I know there's a dungeon in Worm's Rock, like a proper dungeon. So yeah, you guys want to bring them to the cells in the Eastway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I reckon you spend the rest of your night filing paperwork with the scribe Hubert, and you know, he's doing his thumbprints and all that jazz. Is there anything you guys specifically want to do while you're in the Eastway Station before? Because it's basically like it's gonna take you a couple hours to get this guy processed.
If I see that inventory guy, I want to walk the other way.
Yes, you do see him, and you do walk the other way.
Gotta go fill out your IDT10 form, bro.
So I will say I did not mention this before, but the suave rogue that was madly in love with Ophelia, his name is Jax, and I did not mention that last time. Jax. He will see Ophelia and say, "I've composed a sonnet. If you'd like to hear it."
Oh, Tannis wants to hear this.
Oh, fuck.
Are you actually asking me, or are you just telling me it's going to happen?
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thine scales are just as golden. And he like does this whole fucking thing.
Oh god.
And after he's done, he sort of, shuffles his feet bashfully and is like, so what did you think? Ophelia's just silent.
Well, it was a good use of your time.
I would hope so. Maybe tomorrow night we could get drinks, you and me. He smiles.
Well, if you're looking for something a little more personal between the two of us, I've always been meaning to sharpen my hand-to-hand combat. We could have a one-on-one session tomorrow.
Sure, I would love to.
Excellent. I'll make arrangements in the training yard.
Perfect. Just let me know what time, and I'll be there. Anyways, that scene fades.
Was Tanis privy to this?
Yes,
or?
100%.
Okay.
This dude is just shamelessly doing it for the whole company.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
yeah.
Yes.
As Ophelia walks away, I'm gonna just walk up to Jax and
Yeah.
don't worry, man. I do think she's coming around.
You think so?
Ah, man, she actually mentioned you in conversation the other day.
Are you serious?
Oh no.
Oh, I got her now. He
Oh,
cracks his
no.
knuckles. He's like, thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, just hey, we're close, so she tells us everything.
It's
You're
awesome.
to kill this poor guy.
Put in a good word for me, will you, Tanis?
Yeah, of course, always.
Thanks. I'll see you later.
Take it easy, Jax.
Yeah, I'm thinking a song this time. I've been working on my lute playing.
She will love it.
I knew it. You
Huge loot fan.
he's already writing lyrics down as he walks away. Okay. Is there anything else you guys do tonight? Before, you can get a meal in the mess hall, and anything else in the fifth station before you guys get a long rest?
Dragging Rose over to do his paperwork.
Ophelia, we've got dozens of witnesses. If you want to go forward and we can book him for stalking or harassment or something.
No, it's.
Don't ruin the fun.
I'm sure he's a valuable team member somewhere within the Fists. We're already short on personnel. We shouldn't make it worse.
The dog is like, I'm fucking tired. You can move this along.
Hubert can only write so quickly.
I'm writing as fast as I can. All right. Anything else? We can get a long rest. You lock him up in the cell. All right.
Well,
Good.
I don't want to let Milo and Perlette have to worry about Tanis being gone in there. So it's after that conversation with Jax, I'm assuming all right, well, this is good. You guys got this handled. I'm gonna head home for the night. Can't let my foster parents worry about me.
To you.
Unless you want me to stay here, Gauntlet.
No, just meet us at the Bureau of Land and Parcel.
Bol Petro is the.
That is its name. I'm canoning that.
Bull Petra.
I'm gonna have a whole thing laid out next session that has the name and everything.
Oh man.
Beautiful, love it.
Okay. I'm just trying to end the session. So you go back home to Perlette and Milo. Vin, do you go home to Gazd?
Yeah. Before Vin leaves the station, actually, she'll just go up to Ophelia and be like, "Oi, Ophelia, listen, girl, you're going to have to light on Jax at some point. Just letting you know, it's not gonna get better." And she pats Ophelia on the back, and then, or I guess the lower back is short, and then it goes away.
What does she mean it's not going to get better?
And you guys get a long rest. We fade back out, and we'll pick up in the morning. So that is the end of the session.
Superb.
Yay.
All right.
It was fun. That was a funny one.
It was good.